Welcome to episode 4 of No Safe Words. Got a great episode, I think. I think we have a good episode here, boys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think, we have a lot to talk about since there's not a lot to talk about. So that leaves us to just have conversations between the three of us.
That's true. That's true.
There's always something to talk about with the three of us.
There is.
Always.
Scotty's going to say something provocative this episode, I think.
I am not going to say anything provocative. Actually, probably will. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. I always like to start, I don't get to talk to Muhammad every week, This week I got to see you a little bit. But how was your guys' week?
Week was good. Busy. I went to jiu-jitsu a couple times. This weekend I had to spend a lot of time with my parents because they're going away. They're going to Morocco on Thursday. So we did miniature golf last night. Went bowling today. Had lunch with them at their house. Had to go in the office more than normal this week because ramping up for the move in the beginning of July. Aside from that, not much downtime. So I've been jam-packed with tons of stuff to do. So I'm looking forward to after July so I can maybe relax.
How long are they going to Morocco for?
They're going to be going for 3 months this time.
Wow. Oh, wow.
June 5th to September 5th.
They rent a place or they own a place out there?
Oh, we own property there.
Oh,
they have an apartment. We have an apartment in Casablanca, and then we have a house up in the mountains above Agadir, and then family all over. So there's always a place to stay.
Dang, yo, where's the vacation invite, man?
Well, my sister's been working on a travel what is it called when you go away for something? It starts with an R, retreat, retreats to Morocco and everything, wellness retreats. So she's been working on that, trying to finalize vendors and stuff to put something together. The times that we've gone, it's always been family trips. So I'm not trying to invite people on come to Morocco and then we're going to drive 15 different places to see this cousin and this uncle, this aunt. And then it's the whole trip is just travel because that's just, those days of doing that are past me or behind me.
Yeah, but you guys own the does somebody stay there when you guys are not there?
So up in the mountains, we kind of have a mountain. So
you own a mountain?
Yeah, pretty much. It's been in my family for a really long time. My grandfather built the house on the side of the mountain, and then my uncle has built 2 or 3 other houses on that property. So he lives there with his wife, and his kids are old now, so they're not there anymore. But there's always someone there looking after the place.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you guys? What did you do this week, Scotty?
Did some work. I'm in maintenance, and we're in shutdown this whole next month. So just been focusing on that. And then we went to the movies last night.
Oh, nice.
So what the heck's that? What's that movie called?
Bring Her Back.
Bring Her Back. That's right.
Yeah.
So
how was it?
That in a second.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, all right. Hold on for that.
We'll jump right into that in a second. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
It was hard because we had off Monday, right? And then I had a short week because Thursday and Friday I had my cousin's wedding. So I had a lot of stuff that needed to get done for work that I didn't get done for work. So
oh no.
This week will be my head to the down and just going forward. But we had a rehearsal dinner on Thursday and then the actual wedding on Friday. Beautiful, beautiful wedding. If anything about the Steyer family, they know how to throw a party. It is always a good event. It's always a good time. One thing that I thought about, and I wanted to put it on the board for you guys to see, but as I've been getting older, moments have been more important to me. Just because, you never know how many moments you have left with that person, right? I try to, not be on my phone, and, during my uncle's speech for my cousin, right? he emphasized, like, when you're with Hannah, you're with Hannah. Like, she's giving you your undivided attention. Like, she's not sidetracked. It's like you guys are together, and she'll get back to you on her phone whenever it is. And I kind of want to get to that point because I think it's important. I think it's
You mean like be in
To be
the
present.
moment?
yeah, be in the moment.
Be present. Yeah.
Be
Be
present,
present
yeah.
and in the moment. Limit screen time when you're doing things, right? Like,
Right.
I've noticed myself, like, in a lot of TV shows, it'll be on, but I'll be on my phone. So if I'm going to take time to watch something, I should put my phone down and dedicate that spot for that time. So I think I'm going to challenge myself over the next couple weeks that if I'm going to do something, I'm allotted time for that. And that's what I'm doing for that.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's hard, right? When we all have busy lives and we all have things, but when you go to jiu-jitsu, you don't have your phone out. You're completely rolling on the mat, right? And you're in that moment. And I heard that's really good mentally, right? Anyway.
It's amazing. We can talk all about. I could talk for hours and hours and hours and hours on the benefits of jiu-jitsu, but we'll leave that for a separate segment.
But yeah, no, I think that's my biggest takeaway from the week: moments and trying to define them and be in them. So,
Yeah. That's crazy because, like, I've had a different. This was a while ago. Just talking about specifically, like doing multiple things at the same time, and like there was a time where I was like, and I was super young. This is gonna sound so dumb, like, to have done this, like, in my life, right? But I was like, I don't know. I think I was like 24, 25. And I was like, I want to actively try to do two things at the same time. Like, I just wanted to test it out. And for like 2 weeks, I tried to, like, even like when I was having a conversation with somebody else, I would actively insert some activity into my life, like into whatever I was doing, to try and hold that conversation and do something else at the same time, and it's just not possible. It's like multitasking is like not, well, one, we can talk about multitasking, but like doing multiple tasks at the same time just doesn't freaking work, right? So that is when I stopped, like, looking at my phone while watching a TV show, because I knew I couldn't do both things at the same. Like, I've disproven the fact that I can't do, and if I really care about the show, I mean, if I'm looking at my phone while I'm watching a show, I'm not watching it anymore. Like, there's no
Background noise.
It's not holding my engagement. It's not holding my attention. So, like, what are we doing, right? And sometimes I find myself, now I'm on my phone more because of this podcast, but I find myself, I'm like, wait, pause the show. I got to do something on my phone, put the show back on, right? But, like, also, if you look at any study out there, multitasking causes you to perform 30% less efficiently than if you focus singly on one task, get it done, move on to the next. Yeah. So multitasking is literally a reduction in efficiency than an increase in productivity.
Is that the same with people who have ADHD?
I mean, I'm guessing these studies are on average. I don't know if they've done studies with people with ADHD. But, like, if you can't focus on one topic, you know, generally they say when you shift gears in your brain from one thing to another, then you lose efficiency there because your brain has to, like, reformat to your new task. So if you switch from one thing to another, your brain is shifting about to figure out, like, how to best perform the task.
And there are some people that are really good at being able to shift from one thing to the other, but on average, like you said, most people are not able to just, like, go from one thing and then boom, switch to another and then go back. Yeah. So, like you said, it's a detriment to productivity if you try to, like, multitask. So those people that say, "Oh, I'm so good at multitasking," like, are you though?
That just means you're less efficient at getting stuff done, maybe.
You're doing a lot of things,
yeah.
Right? You're doing a lot of things, but you're not doing a lot of things well.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, if I interview people for work, like people that I'm going to bring onto my team, when they say my strength is multitasking, I'm like, okay, that's a negative.
Nail in the coffin.
I used to think that was a positive. I used to be like, yeah, that's a good thing. Like, you can multitask. I mean, but like there are times where you can't control it, right? So like being efficient at multitasking is something that I've had to somewhat master, only because it's the environment I'm in, right? So like I have to go to this meeting at this time, right?
But is it multitasking or being able to handle multiple projects at once? Because there's a difference there.
Well, being able to handle multiple projects at once is not necessarily multitasking. Right.
So I think when people say that they're multitasking, are they really talking about multitasking or being able to handle a bunch of things?
Maybe we need to define what multitasking actually is.
Yeah, because I think when if I were in an interview, let's just say, and I say I'm able to multitask, I'm thinking about being able to handle multiple things at once and prioritizing like what needs to be done when and where, right? And how. And I'm not sure if there's, people could be looking at it from a different perspective, but from my perspective, that's the way I look at it. I'm able to handle a bunch of different projects and be able to prioritize the best use to handle them.
So you would say you excel at prioritizing competing or competing interests. There's just, I had it in my brain a second ago, but like prioritizing competing things you need to get done. It'll come back to me. I totally just lost it.
Yeah,
that's so frustrating.
See, like if I had to like a visual representation of what multitasking is I have a screen up here and I have a screen up here, and I'm trying to do both things almost at the same time. Right? Yeah. Like, okay, I do a little bit over here and then I shift to this and then I shift to this and I'm shifting back and forth. Whereas like, sure, if I have like 3 projects and I need to hit certain milestones in those projects, I'm going to be like, okay, well, this is the most important project. Let me try and get as much done here. If I get fatigue in doing that task, maybe then I take a break and I switch to a different task to get the other project moving. But that's not multitasking, right? If I spend a couple hours here, a couple hours here, multitasking is like, I'm doing this for a couple minutes. Oh, wait, let me do this real quick. And let me come back to that. Right. Oh, wait, you know what I mean? And that's the way I see what multitasking is.
No, and I believe that is what most people view it as. I think, but most people, when they go to describe it, I believe that they're not thinking about it that way.
Yeah.
I think they're thinking about projects.
Right. Okay.
Managing competing priorities.
Yes. But we did go see a movie this week.
That's right.
I'm just going to say visually, well, first off, before we get into that, A24 is just amazing. Like everything.
Oh, man. Whatever they put out is great.
I don't think I've ever watched anything that they've produced that I don't like and or like take away something from and or just have a strong feeling about, right? Because I have a strong feeling that this was visually fucking disturbing. Like, visually fucking
oh my god,
disturbing.
It just like felt like I don't think I've ever watched a movie where I've been like, I don't want to look at this right now, but I can't stop. Like, I was like, oh man.
I'm going to give you the premise of the movie, Muhammad, and for those who haven't seen it, and we won't spoil it because it literally just came out on Friday, right? So for those that want to see it, I would recommend seeing it. And for those who have watched any of the A24 movies that are into the horror genre, don't stray away from this one. This one was very, very interesting. Premise is there's two high school siblings that are half brother and sister that have a father. Both moms aren't in the picture. I think both moms have passed away. When they go home, and the sister, she isn't fully blind. She shapes and colors, but that's pretty much it, right? So, they go home and find their father dead.
Holy.
Yeah. And
Okay.
like, you don't, it's no holds barred. You like, they open up the bathroom door and he's laying on the floor, and it looks like I don't even know what happened, but it's gross.
I mean, it kind of looks like he OD'd while taking a shower. Like,
Yeah, I mean, because there's
he's
throw
like
up.
foaming or throw up or something out of his mouth. I don't know. I mean, you know, when you get deeper into the movie, I don't think he's a drug user, but you know, it kind of looked like that. I was
Yeah,
like,
there's
dang, this dude OD? Like, what the hell?
So they're going to place the daughter in a home, and the son is going to be 18 in 3 months. So they're pretty much allowing him to be okay. But he says, I want to have guardianship over her. So they basically put them in a home, and they basically say, if you can show us for these 3 months that you're good, then we could talk about guardianship. Now, they bring up a past where he had an issue. The daughter, the sister had no idea of this issue. All he says about the issue is that he had some trouble when he was younger, and he was able to work through it and find help. The women that they gets placed with, there's a kid that lives with her. That's a whole other situation. I don't even know.
The kid?
Like it's
was a kid, maybe?
yeah. I don't really know how to describe it, but he doesn't talk.
Man. He's
Right.
mute, supposedly mute by choice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And her daughter passed away, and her daughter was blind. So,
And we don't
Seems like a good
know.
match.
I don't really think we get into like when she passed away. We don't know that.
yeah, you don't know when she passed away. So, the premise, they keep showing these video recordings. Like in the very beginning opening, they show this video recording, and it looks like a ritual. And throughout the movie, like, she keeps playing these videotapes that look like a ritual. And as you can gather, the ritual is like essentially a sacrifice. That you're sacrificing one thing to bring life into another, right? So she's trying to bring her daughter back through said ritual.
Hence title
Bring her back.
Bring Her Back.
But this boy, as what you want to call it, is essentially a demon. It's a real boy that
It's an angel. It's an
that ends
angel.
up. I'm giving up.
She says
something here.
angel.
Yeah, she says angel. But this
Could be a bad
boy,
angel, right? Could be a bad angel.
Oh, this angel is not one I want around.
No, I mean, even the devil was an angel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay. You don't want this angel around.
But yeah, there's a scene where like the kid is literally like biting his flesh and ripping skin off.
Oh.
And like it is very, very vivid. And I don't know, I'm saying a lot here and you're not.
This movie is so freaking gory. Oh my god. Oh my god. So freaking cringe. You're like, ugh, like it's bad. One key detail you missed here, which is why I think a lot of this went under the radar, was that this woman was a counselor at the place where they place these other kids, right? So was a counselor at the place. Yeah, you get it. So she worked for 20 years at this. Basically, it's like a state
Children's and
services.
youth almost.
Yeah, like wayward children.
Like a halfway home kind of
agency.
thing for kids or
Agency.
something like that?
Like government
I mean,
run agency.
Yeah, it's a government-run agency where they're like, okay, you've got no parents. Now where are we going to put you, right? We found you a foster parent. We're going to put you in the state system kind of thing, right? So she worked there for 20 years. So, like, she knows the woman who placed these kids, right? So it's like, I've known this woman for 20 years. It's like, she's a great woman, blah, 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 you know, all this other stuff. And it's like, yeah, but grief makes you do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and like you get a little foreshadowing of all of this stuff when they show up to the house and there's this like random white painted line that goes across the driveway, and then you're like, what the hell is this white line doing? You know, like, but like, I if you haven't seen it, see it. Like, if you don't like gory stuff, don't see it. But if you like the horror theme, the horror category, you need to watch it. I would say it's one of the best horror films I've seen in a long time.
Okay.
Probably since the last A24 movie I watched.
What was the last one you watched?
What's that?
What was the last one you watched? The last A24 movie?
Oh, dude, I went on a kick after I saw what was the one where they touch the hand and they can
Talk
see
to Me?
Yeah, Talk to Me.
Talk to Me is wild.
That was
too.
like 2022, I feel like. And
Muhammad,
then,
have you ever seen Talk to Me? So
Yeah.
essentially, it's this clay hand, and you grab it, and it brings you to the other side, and you are seeing a spirit, and you're only able to hold it for so long,
Yep.
and then they have to take you off, and it's like experiencing a trip, and people are recording you go through these motions.
yeah.
That sounded creepy.
I watch the movie. Like A24 movies, like all of them are very well done.
They're good.
And really, really good. One thing I'll say about the movie too is American History X. Right? Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
The one scene where they tell the guy to bite the curb.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you don't see the head stomp, of course, but just the teeth on the curb, that whole aspect. There's a mouth. There's two mouth scenes in this where literally I'm going back in my seat. Like I'm just like holding my mouth and like just going back in my seat because it's like, what the freak, man.
Yo, Ant was like, at the end of it, Ant was like, I'm gonna need to see a therapist after this movie. I was like, dang.
Yeah,
That's pretty bad.
I'm not sure if I was able to take away from the movie or lose a part of myself in the movie. Like it is, like
Okay.
it
Wow.
was. I say
it was
deep,
bad.
and what I mean by deep, it's just filled with grief, filled with a lot of trauma on different kind of levels, and it's just unpacking all of those different viewpoints. It's not deep like you're gonna go home and ask questions on the Lord and Savior and all these other things, but there's minimal symbolism and those things in the movie. I just thought it was a really, really good flick. And the lady who played the mom, whew,
she's wild.
she was good.
She's
She
wild.
was one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah. Yeah, she played that part real well.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a list of the A24 movies, and I've seen Ex Machina before. I wanted to see Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I want
but
to see that too.
I don't think
I
I've
didn't get
seen
around
that
to
one.
it.
John's
It looked good, and I heard good stuff about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw Midsummer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Midsummer was fucked, dude.
I don't.
Yeah.
Midsummer was one of the most disturbing, brightest movies I've ever seen. Because Midsummer is
Oh, yeah.
based overseas during like the summer solstice, where like it's only dark like an hour
It's
out of
like-
the day or whatever.
What is that? Norway? It's
Sweden,
like, it's like
Norway,
very
where's the-
northern Norway,
Yeah.
where like it gets dark for like not long.
Yeah.
Yeah, half an hour, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's bright. The whole movie's bright
The
and
whole movie is
colorful,
bright.
and it's fucking disturbing as fuck.
I didn't. I mean, I thought Midsummer was, other than the very beginning and the very end, it was kind of mid. I mean, as far as A24 goes, it wasn't their best flick. It's disturbing. It's weird. I mean, I still like it. I'd probably watch it again. The opening scene was nuts. I mean, did you see Midsummer?
I feel like I did, but I'd have to go back and.
So the
to remember.
opening scene, I'm gonna just say this because if you haven't watched Midsummer, I don't know where you've been. But in the opening scene, I don't know if it's the opening scene or like the first. I think it's the opening scene. They basically go through like this girl hooked up hoses to the exhaust pipe of a car that's in the garage, right? Tapes off the parents' room and runs a hose to it with this exhaust, and wears a gas mask that is connected to this hose, right? So there's two hoses coming off the exhaust pipe. One's going to the parents' room, one's going straight to her face. And they go through, I think it's the like main female character, she like comes home to this, right? Or is it the cops coming in?
Cops come in.
Cops are coming in, and they're like, what the hell is going on here, right? And you're like, oh my god, what the? I'm like, yo, where is this movie going? I thought this was about like Norway or something. You needed that context to like understand what
trauma.
Yeah, what she's going through. And ultimately, it didn't really have anything to do with other than like her trauma in the moment. But was
no, that's not only her trauma. That's like trauma is the reason why a lot of people stay in abusive relationships. So like when you circle back and understand the whole premise of the movie and why she made the decision in some aspects of the movie, it's sort of like the whole what's the word? Women stay with an abuser.
Was she being abused?
Stockholm syndrome.
Was she being abused by her boyfriend?
No, but like she had an abusive kind of relationship with her family, where like her sister was always maybe trauma, but like it's still trauma. Trauma causes people to, when they're not fixing yourself, you run the risks of being in abuse. The abusive relationship was her staying where she was. On that another entertainment thing, I saw something right before I came here today.
Ooh.
Stranger Things trailer.
Oh, for next season?
I don't know. Did you watch all of Stranger Things?
Nah, I'm not up to date.
What?
Are you serious?
I think season 3 came out, and I was like, this is boring.
Guess what?
What?
Stranger Things season 5 will release November 26th in 2 parts.
Well, 3 parts.
Sorry, 3 parts. But it looks like volume 1 will be on Thanksgiving, and then volume 2 will hit Christmas Day. That's going to be 3 episodes, then 3 episodes, and I don't see anything beyond that.
It should be 8 episodes from what I saw earlier. So what I saw earlier was Stranger Things Volume 1 is Thanksgiving 11/26. Volume 2 is Christmas, and the finale is on New Year's Eve. Each episode will be about an hour and a half long, except for the finale, which it'll do in like another 2.5 hours, like they did the last season. Last season was pretty awesome. They did a lot of. The villain was very similar to Freddy.
Freddy Krueger
from Friday the 13th.
No, that's Jason.
No, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger's a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. You should, watch it.
Even season 3, maybe it took a little while, but it still was good.
I don't know. I just couldn't get into it, and then other things were on, or I was trying to do other things, and just, games come out, and then I get sucked into games, and
Yeah, you get sucked in, right?
Unbelievable. Yo, you know what I finished? What I finished last night was Your Friends and Neighbors.
So I finished that today because I know.
Did you?
Yeah, I know.
Is that a game or a show?
It's a show.
That's the John Hamm show. Is it John Hamm?
Yeah, and we talked. I think we talked. You ever see Mad Men?
Yes. Okay, I know.
Yeah, we touched on this. I think
the main
episode
guy.
2, maybe.
Yeah, probably episode 2.
Yeah, for a minute.
That's the one that I talked to you about. Like, if you had to resort to a life of crime, what would it be?
Yep.
Because this guy steals from his friends.
All of his friends and neighbors. Okay. I'll have to watch it. I'll have to catch up then.
Yeah, so don't give him.
It's
don't
on
give a
Apple
spoiler.
TV or what is it? Apple
Apple
Plus. Apple Plus. And you know, up front it was great. In the middle, it slowed down, and I kind of was like, meh, and I wasn't watching it religiously. And then the end like ramped up real good, and I was like, dang. But like, I don't know how they're gonna, like, how are they gonna make a season 2? I mean, I get it, like, and we're gonna give some away here, Muhammad. There's no way we can get into this without giving some away.
That's
but
fine.
like, okay, he chooses life of crime over like going back to his old life. But like, what, season 2? He's just gonna keep robbing his neighbors? Like, where how is he gonna afford his, $50 million house?
Well,
like,
I think part of his, part of that settlement, remember, was him getting the bank account back with all of his funds. So I believe that opens up a lot of money for him.
yeah, but that's if he closed the Swiss deal, which he didn't do.
But I think it doesn't matter. I think he's going to get that back regardless. I think the 20-25 split is when he's going to get closed, but the actual
I don't think that's going to happen.
changeover. Well, we'll see.
I mean, I'm sure that what he took from his boss is worth some change, but like, I don't know how much change that is.
He's stealing a painting, so I'm not going to give you anything up. But I'm
He also
assuming stealing that painting, that other character is going to get back involved.
Yeah, that'll be weird.
Well, it'd be
That dude
interesting
is weird.
Well, also,
The dude is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that was really, really interesting, and a question that I have for you guys, based on the show, is there really a guilty until proven innocent anymore?
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, innocent until proven guilty. Sorry. Yeah.
Because right now
Right now he's definitely guilty until proven innocent. That's for sure.
Now you're guilty until proven innocent.
That's what I'm saying. Like, really, it should be innocent until proven. I'm sorry.
No. Just the second anything gets out, people already form an opinion on it. So once an allegation goes out, it doesn't matter what the truth is until it really gets refuted. But at that point, people are going to believe what they hear first.
And like I'll say this, like, this is, on the political end, this is why I really think that cash bail for non-violent offenses is totally against what, innocent until proven guilty is all about. Like, I got to put up cash bail because I supposedly robbed somebody, but I'm innocent until proven guilty. You're going to keep me in jail until I have my day in court, but I'm innocent until proven guilty.
But that's the same thing with
That's
murdering
crazy.
someone. Like, if we look in a scenario of murder, and what I mean by that is, like, unless they have video evidence of me walking into a house and smoking a motherfucker, right? Like, like, if there's circumstantial evidence, like Karen Reed.
Yeah.
Right. There's circumstantial evidence that she could do it. Maybe she didn't. Who knows? Right.
Yeah. That trial is thin at best. Right. That's thin at best.
Right.
That's true.
Like, at the end of the day, I understand it, and like we could even talk about my past, right? But like, it's nuts. These bail is nuts when it comes to some of these things.
But I realize, I guess my point in saying nonviolent offenses is that, I get there has to be like a balance, right? I mean, a serial killer, like, you don't want that dude. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a bar you have to meet. Like, we've got DNA evidence, like something, for violent offenses. But like, for nonviolent offenses, I don't even know why there's an argument. Like, what are we talking about here?
I also think it should just be tiered, right? There should be just tiers, and I think there is. I don't know if there is or there isn't, but I think
if it's a misdemeanor, they don't hold you, right? Like, like, there's things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I just feel like our judicial system needs to be revamped
Yeah, it's
from a larger standpoint. But I just found it interesting watching the show that you are guilty until proven innocent nowadays. And what really played a big factor in me thinking about that also is, which I never really thought of, the lives of everyone around you, right? Because they showed like his ex-wife in the show is at a coffee shop and they're just staring at her, right? Everyone's staring at her. And it's just to the point where like even he went to his country club and they try to revoke his membership, right? Yeah. And I'm like, well, this just is crazy to me when you have socially just fucked me. And can I take any recourse to bring back my credibility and my name? Like what is there to that?
Right. Right.
But
well, you get proven innocent, then your credibility comes back. But then still, like, if nobody hears about your innocence,
never comes back.
Never comes back. What do you think about this topic, Muhammad?
I mean, I agree. Like, once something gets out, the second you're labeled something, it doesn't matter what you do to counteract that, because there's going to be people that they formulate that idea in their mind. They say, you know, oh yeah, that sounds right. That guy could do it, or it could be it, or that, you know, who would have thought? And then as long as they make a story that sounds convincing enough, someone's going to believe it. And then those people at that point may not see the news, because later on, like, the trial could be 2 years long, 3 years long, 4 years long. At that point, that whole time in people's minds, you did something you didn't do, and your name is now, you know, your credibility is out the window. It could be something that stops you from getting a job. It could, I mean, obviously, if you're in jail still, like, you're stuck. But the point is, like, your credibility is gone. You know, your name is tarnished, and you can't get back that time that you lost or opportunities you lost as a result of it. So you're pretty much guilty until proven innocent now.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. Like, I have two kind of things to talk about right now. The whole, like, Karen Read trial, like, the prosecution is trying to say, like, look at Karen Read. She's so happy about like, she's smiling in all of these, you know, selfies with people and all her supporters and stuff. Like, you know, she doesn't care that this guy died. Like, that makes her look guilty. But, like, you almost have to have a PR consultant working for you to counteract all of, like, the bad press, like, because, like, the news, if it bleeds, it reads, right? Like, that's what the news is all about, right? They're gonna paint whatever, you know, trial or anything the way they're gonna paint it, and, like, there's no way about it. But when you try and flip the script and you try and project your own story, and, you know, look, I mean, Karen Read, she was nobody, and now there's millions of people carrying, like, yeah, we're talking about her. There's hundreds of podcasts, hundreds of, like, probably thousands of people are talking about this. I know Crime Junkie talked about this. They got, like, millions of listeners, right? So, like, this is a big freaking deal. She never had that spotlight. Of course she's smiling. She's loving the attention, right? Like, who wouldn't love that kind of attention? But at the same time, how's she supposed to keep a straight face? You know, I mean, she's facing life in prison, right? I mean,
she had to change from her PJs, bro.
But, like, she did have to change from her PJs. But, like, you know, I mean, you know, maybe not that much, most people, but you have to, like, go on the offensive from the media standpoint to really, like, prevent them from overwhelming you with the negative. But it's not even just the cash bail or innocent until proven guilty. My one buddy is a lawyer, and he's like, he got put on a capital murder trial. And he's like, I don't know how they kept me as a juror. He was like, I'm a lawyer. I'm a wild card. Like, why would they keep me on as a juror? And he went all the way through the trial, right? And so they get they get into the jury room and they're deliberating, right? And there's 12 people, right? There's 12 people, 12 jurors. And they go around the room to see where everybody's at. And him and this is in Philly. Some dude in West Philly is being tried for murdering this person. I don't know all the details. I just know it's a murder trial. This dude is convicted. I don't even know what they talked about in trial. But to him, he's like, I'm so well versed in the law that like, it's got to be like, for me to say guilty, it's got to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Him and 2 other people said not guilty in the first go around. Think they deliberated for like 2-3 hours. He convinced every other person on that juror panel to say not guilty. Like he was like the odds were against me. But like
Just take somebody well enough spoken.
yeah, like people hear a good story and they're like, "Yup." I mean, I feel like we talk about movies. I feel like we watch so many movies and we come to so many conclusions these days. Like go back 100 years, right? People didn't face that many stories, right?
Yeah.
So all they had to go on was the judge's directions of what the law says, right? And maybe a few stories, right? Versus like, I mean, in the last 4 weeks, how many movies we watched?
A lot.
And how many shows we watched? Right? Like,
Decent amount.
I mean, we come to conclusions all the time about a story. So I think people are becoming sensitive to the fact that this is not about telling a story that sounds good. This is about proving beyond a reasonable doubt whether somebody actually did this or not.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
this week, the prosecution wrapped up their, 6 week? Was it 6 weeks? 6-week test, bringing witnesses out.
Oh, for Karen Read? Yeah.
Yeah. So they had 38 witnesses or specialists that they interviewed and they talked through. I thought their last witness or expert testimony, people were really upset that believe Karen Read is innocent and thought that the defense didn't do a good job. I thought that he did a really good job bringing reasonable doubt to everything that witness had mentioned, from reversing, from like judging where the car was. That car can move 5 inches, but he only had it allocated for, I think, 2.5 inches. So I think what he did was he created enough reasonable doubt to question this witness, because now he gets to bring on his expert, and his expert is going to pick apart, right, this testimony. So from what I've seen so far, I don't know how a jury, if it stops today, I don't know, me being on the jury, how I can convict her for murder or capital murder, whatever it is that she's under, right? I don't know how. I mean, I could understand like involuntary manslaughter if you thought like I reversed into them, but there's still so many questions. Like one of the biggest questions is like, when they pulled the body out of the snow, there's an imprint of a body, right? There's grass there. Well, if there is blood on the snow, right, and it continues to snow, the blood gets covered up. You don't see said blood.
Right.
So how are you taking a picture of the crime scene? Like, this is my question. Like, how are you taking a picture of a crime scene and you see where the body was, and then you see all of this blood splatter? That seems to me that someone put the body there, and as the body is getting put there, the blood is being dropped across. Now, I could be mistaken, right? I'm just thinking about it from a perspective of if I'm bleeding right now and it's snowing outside, and I go outside and I drip a bunch of blood, right? And it continues to snow for another 4 hours. You don't see that blood.
Right.
That blood is covered.
Right.
Well, how is their blood still on the picture?
I didn't see the picture, so but yeah, I mean, it was a blizzard that night.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's magic blood, bro.
Magic blood. It just appeared.
Yeah.
Now the blood was so hot that it melted the snow above it.
Crazy, dude. Crazy.
No.
Lava blood.
Nah.
So
I mean, unless the dude was like squirting blood for like hours.
Yeah,
You know,
dude,
I mean,
like-
like once the heart stops, it's not squirting no more, right? So
no, like you have to see the picture. I'll send you guys the picture, and you guys could see it. But like, I don't know. Here is the body, right?
yeah,
And like on this portion, and you don't see the body because the body's removed at this point. But as the picture's showing, it's just grass, right? With snow all around where the body was.
right.
Then next to this is like a whole bunch of blood splatter. Like there's a whole bunch of. It's not like a little bit of
Yeah,
blood.
but was that like ice on the driveway or like ice on pavement or something? Because like the other theory, or the theory that the defense was trying to kind of paint was, that this was a fall backwards, right? The dude fell backwards and hit his head. Because they said that was the consistent. That's what his injuries were consistent with, at least the ones on the back of his head. So I mean, like, I don't know, I don't know where, but I mean, what are we arguing, right? Like in court, what are you going to argue? Like, well, look at that blood spatter. The environment wouldn't allow for that. I don't think that's enough to acquit at that point, right? You'd be like, well, there's a number of factors there, right?
There's just the biggest point is
Boston's cold too.
There's so much back and forth and conflicting information that alone is enough for the people to say, I don't see how you can say beyond a reasonable doubt that this person committed whatever they're claiming they committed.
Yeah. I mean, are we going to get like a blood spatter expert? That doesn't help me.
Dude, how does that not help you? That's where the body was, and then this is the blood all around there on top of the snow. So if the body is there and you're seeing like the ground, the blood is all around. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Blood doesn't rise. It's not like evaporation.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll send you a pic, but
like I said, I don't think that's like not enough. Just that thought, I don't think that's enough to acquit. I mean, I think there are bigger things. Like they found glass fragments of a taillight that didn't match with her car. I mean, sure, some of them were there, but not all of it was. Did they pick the wrong car to get taillight fragments from? Like, just throw some extra taillight fragments on there. Like some of them are from her car. You know what I mean? They didn't even find the taillight fragments.
It's like the
immediately.
Chappelle show. Just sprinkle some crack on it.
Yeah, I mean, like, or like, not talking to the people who freaking lived in the house, or like the whole bite marks. I don't know. Take some more samples, dude. The one sample you took, you got bovine. Like, we know a pig didn't bite him. So then, like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I just feel like
this Diddy trial, though. I think there's backdoor, like behind closed door shit going on that is somehow going to keep him from, like you said, getting the kind of charges that they're looking to or they're claiming to be with like the racketeering or whatever. So it seems like there's got to be something that he has that is like holding him away from getting that. I don't know. I mean, I'll see, I guess, when it all plays out, but it's messy.
I don't know, man. Here's the thing. Everybody is, I don't know if they're speculating. I don't know if this is even legit, right? But I've heard a lot about, him like recording people, right, to hold that as leverage, this kind of thing. Like, I mean, if he has that information, then I'm not sure that he's willing to just be like, maybe his defense lawyers are thinking the same thing we're thinking. Like, they came at us with these charges? This is ludicrous, right? Like, what are these people thinking? And they're like, all right, look, you don't need to use those chips yet. Like, it's good to know we've got that in hand, but, like, I think we can win this without it. And if we go through the defense, I mean, look, same thing with the Karen Read trial. I think as the defense comes out, stuff is going to become more explosive. We're going to be like, what? This is the crazy stuff. Like, this is how they disprove it. This is the crazy stuff they're talking about. Like, this is what the defense is. I think we're going to get more explosive stuff. And I think if the defense team then realizes, oh crap, like we might lose this, then I think that might open up some doors for Diddy to be like, all right, who do you want? Like, this is the freakiest dude I have. You want him? Like, this is the these are the top 10 freakiest dudes I've got. Like, you know, whatever it is, right? But I don't think it doesn't seem like right now that's really on the table.
Well, they're already painting a way for him to get a mistrial.
Yeah. Well,
because of the whatchamacallit testimony, Kid Cudi. Because defense.
Yeah, because it was just hearsay, basically. It got all just alleged. Not like.
Go ahead.
There's no proof to it. It's just kind of like someone. I could say the same shit, like, oh, someone did this and he looked at me funny and this happened, and then now I think it was definitely him. Like, he got my address. Okay, so what? He could have got your address for like anything. But to your point, Scotty, the other way to look at it is maybe this is all just for show because of the fact that everybody knows about the Diddy shit. The Diddy shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, this is rubbing off on you in the wrong way, Mo.
Oh, you just rubbing one, huh? Talk about rub. A little rub and tug, huh?
No, so like because of who Diddy is, everybody knows about all the stuff that's going on. So the other way to look at it is, like you said, the defense is like, oh, this is joke, like whatever. It could be just go along with this because of the fact that they know that he has dirt on higher up people. They have to make it seem like he's not getting away with something. So it may be like some, like Tony was saying, it may be something way less, but they got to at least make it look like it's a serious thing. So when he gets off with like something way less, people are gonna be like, all right, you know, whatever. But it's only because this is all just for show, and the fact that whatever information, like you're saying, the videos, and I know everyone's just, it's rumors, who knows if it's actually true or not, but the idea was that all those freak-offs were to get incriminating information on people to blackmail or have leverage over them. So if he does have that, if anybody that is in a high enough position or anybody that is important enough, this could all just be all for the show so that it takes attention away from the fact that there's a way to get over on the justice system by having leverage on people like that. So like, for all we know, he has that information that's already been negotiated or talked about. And this trial is all just a means of like feeder for people to think that something is being done about it. And then he gets like some lower charge than what it would have been. And then it's like, okay, well, everyone's in a rage about it, but he's not really getting in the kind of trouble that he would have because he has some kind of leverage over people.
Either that, or they're going through this dog and pony show so nobody kills them before they get all the information that they want.
That's perfect.
Like they did with Epstein. They're like, we learned our lesson. Learned our lesson with Epstein.
Too suspicious, right?
Yeah.
If he's proven guilty, any shot Donald Trump pardons him.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Donald Trump likes.
Well, you saw that this was a thing, right?
I mean, yeah, I saw. I didn't see his remarks, what he said, but like, come on, dude.
His remarks were pretty much. This was just, not verbatim, but yeah, we were friends. We had a lot of interaction together before I became president. Since then, some of my views are a little bit different than what he follows, so we haven't had a lot of conversations. I like to pardon people who I feel were mistreated or there was judged and it wasn't done fairly. So if it comes across, I'll review it, but I don't have anything. I'm not following it closely, so I don't know. That was his response.
Yeah, effectively, if I don't think it was fair, then yeah, I might think about it. But like, No shot, dude. No shot. I mean,
Highly doubt. Another thing to think about with all this is it's like timeline of these trials and of this information coming out is like what could it be a distraction away from? Like what are these? I mean, obviously it's Diddy, so he's famous or he's important, but like it could be drawn on for a certain reason. It could have been like the information that's being pushed out is being pushed out in a manner that it's like time to distract away from other more important stuff. Like, you know, because there's always big news stories that come out around like when laws get passed. There's like news stories and things that come out. So it's like, oh, everyone's distracted by this XYZ thing. And then like the TPP gets signed and it's like, okay, you know, people might have been more concerned about what rights are being signed away if it wasn't some nonsense about some celebrity that's, you know, happening. So it's just, I always try to look at, I mean, I didn't dig into this to see, but like, I always try to look at what other events are happening while this stuff is being pushed.
Sounds very conspiracy.
You're
theories.
like, yo, I didn't realize you were so like deep statey like that.
Yeah,
like, holy crap.
I mean, it ties into what we're talking about.
Trump was like, get Diddy on trial right now. We got some stuff to sign.
I saw a comedian. He had this little skit about conspiracy theories, where he says, pretty much that he questions the people who don't believe in, at least like not believe, but question a conspiracy, like really like think about
it,
because he's like, I got one kid. And I lie to that motherfucker all the time. You're telling me that the government out here is just telling us all the truth all the time?
No, they're definitely not. Yeah, there's less trust in the government now than there's ever been, ever. I mean, oh my God.
So to your point, and here's something else. Like this circles back a little bit to the trial talk in general. But like what you said, Tony, before was, oh, like guilty if there's like a video of me smoking the guy. Like, I can make a video of you smoking that guy.
Well,
yeah,
AI like we're getting to
crazy.
the point where you can't believe what you see anymore because it's getting so good that everything can be generated.
this is true, but it still leaves a footprint. Like, we're lucky enough right now that like the AI generated stuff leaves a footprint, so that way we're able to, like, people can. But in the eye of social, right, it doesn't matter, right? If that video gets out,
That's right.
they're going to believe what they're going to believe.
Guilty until proven innocent.
All of this.
So
stuff.
here's a theory.
We could do this whole podcast on AI. We wouldn't even have to sit here for 2 hours.
You're right. Thank God we still want to have us, like, as humans, you know, doing it. Well, like, there's a theory that, like, if this stuff is being allowed to the public at this point, then whatever technology the governments have is far more advanced than what we have. So they clearly have, like, the ability to basically
but they have the T2000, bro.
The T3. Oh, yeah,
We're not at T3000 yet.
We don't
That's
know.
10 versions from now.
I guess
to think about.
the I got a question. Do you guys have a dollar? Because I would consider both of you guys to be both morally sound, right? As we've gotten older, I think.
I don't think I could say that about you.
Okay.
Maybe now. Now I think with your daughter and all that stuff, I think now way more than back when I in your prime. But we were not going to talk about any of that stuff.
Listen, we're not gonna. There needs to be steps in order for me to talk about that stuff. So
I don't know, bro. I mean, I've known him more with his daughter than without, so, and I'm still saying I don't know.
I've known both of you guys for over 2 decades. You know.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Yeah,
crazy.
well, your daughter's like 16, so
I know,
like.
I know, fucking nuts, bro. Is there a dollar value where you question your morals?
Like, is there, like without consequence?
Let's just talk about working for Diddy.
Without a consequence?
Working for Diddy, is there a dollar value that you would work for somebody like that?
Like,
what is the dollar value that would have you in a situation where you're working for someone that is actively just beating the shit out of women, sexually abusing women, or sexually abusing men, right? Is there a dollar value that allows you to look past that. I don't know. Like, listen, I know the value of the dollar, and I think about it a lot, right? But I don't know if there is for me. I don't know if there's a dollar value that I think somebody like that would give up, right? Because my dollar value could be 500 million. It's not like, but it's not like I'm going to get 500 million from him, right? I'm thinking about a realistic number that Diddy would give somebody, and that I would be okay with. And I don't think that there is. Because even if I say $1 million, I don't think $1 million is worth me living in that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the reason why these people got caught in the situations that they're in, right? Is that they, like, all right, Mia was saying she was getting $100K with bonus, right? I don't know this woman from Jack, right? But she clearly had the thought, if I leave him, I'm never going to get a job making this much money somewhere else.
But it's not about it's not about this much money somewhere else. It's this much money plus all of these other factors.
No, I guess. Well, what was keeping her there?
Like
the control,
the fear of.
Yeah. But you're also
the fear of getting hurt or killed.
Killed.
What I want to know is, what makes these people think Diddy would kill?
Watch how you're using these people, by the way.
These people who?
What do you mean?
What do you mean these people?
What I mean by these people are all of these people who were caught in these immoral situations, right? So making, not great money, right? And like, what made these people think?
There we go again.
That. I can't get my thought out because
it's all
you keep interrupting me.
Hold
on, let me get my thought out. All right, can I say freaking couple sentences here?
Shit,
well, these people aren't sure what you mean.
What?
Yeah.
These people.
You're talking to these people right now.
All right, these people refer to all of the people who thought that. I'm gonna let him finish laughing. Nobody can talk while this dude is laughing. Not like that.
Because it's just funny.
So, you guys are trying to provoke me right now. Shut the fuck up.
We'll never do that. Please continue.
To the moon, guys. To the moon.
These people equal the people involved in this situation that feared for their lives. I want to see evidence that Diddy has ended somebody's life.
Bro, what are you talking about? Shine went to jail for years, and he shot somebody. Like, we know Diddy shot somebody, so we don't have... And he got somebody else to take the blame for it and got him deported afterwards. We don't need to worry about that. Like, we know, like, what he is capable of. If there are multiple people that say, Diddy shot this person, and that guy doesn't go to jail, that should be enough that anybody that works for him.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. All right.
To jail.
All right. Well,
and then
all
right. Would your life allow? So now put yourself in their shoes.
Well, I just said it. I don't think that there is a dollar value that I would be going against my morals.
So you would risk your life.
What are you talking about?
You would risk your life.
I wouldn't get involved in that. In order for me to risk my life, I have to get involved.
Yeah, but how would you even know that is the case?
Because I would be working for that. So,
but you didn't know that.
So
you didn't know that going into it.
Yeah, but I see what your question is now. You're saying that I got a job with.
You can be personal assistant to LeBron James or whoever. Pick.
Stop! I got it. I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
You're saying that
I'm just trying to frustrate you just as much as you frustrate me.
No, because you were saying some.
Before both of you continue, I'm going to go back to the first question. That you had
wait, what?
Who are these people?
No. To what you said about dollar value, and then to what you're saying about these people, it's a combination of what both of you said.
These
right?
people.
The dollar value amount is relative because in your mind, you're at a point where, okay, yeah, sure, $1 million, whatever. That's not going to change it because, for one, you're not going to be able to live with yourself afterwards. Same here. I'm not like if I just turn the cheek to things that I believe in, then what does that make me? Like who are you after that? You know, you're nobody. You're other than whatever that dollar value is, and money can disappear. Tomorrow, banks could be all closed, and then we go to central digital currencies or whatever, central bank digital currencies or something else, and then, okay, so you just sold your morals and yourself for what? And then to the point of these people, it's like those people in those situations don't necessarily know better, or like he said, they're in that situation because it was an opportunity for whatever it is, and then it turns to be something worse. And at that point, you're locked in, and you know they're thinking to what he said, like, how am I going to get into another position like this and be making this kind of money or have this kind of access? So you're kind of like, it's a catch-22 because you find yourself in a bad situation, and then you're locked in.
But aside from that, Scotty does bring a good point, right? Thinking about it from that perspective, all jokes aside, not these people, right? If you start working for Diddy and he's paying you, let's just say, $200,000, and at first it's fine. Like, you're going to work and you're just doing normal shit. And then all of a sudden, the normal shit turns into, yo, I need you to facilitate this party, right? So then you do it, right? So like, it's little, right? It's nothing bad. Like you're providing some oils, you're providing some feel goods, and all of a sudden, then it goes in something. I'm wondering if he gets somebody on the hook, like somebody, like if he has dirt on each individual to make them work, right? Not only are you scared because you know the ramifications of turning against him, but what dirt do they have on you in order for you to make you not move? And if there is nothing, right? If I'm going to work and I'm getting paid $200,000 by Diddy and everything's all peachy and good, and then all of a sudden I start just seeing him rape people, I don't know at that point. And listen, I already know, like, he shot somebody and got away with it, right? We know that. Like, I don't know if I hear you. This is actually a good question.
Well,
this is a really good question.
I mean, no, but I mean, like, my thing is, this is what these people are facing, right? Let's just say this woman decided she would be an assistant to Diddy for $50,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one, being an assistant to a superstar, we'll call Diddy a superstar. I wouldn't call him superstar right now. He's super villain. But
a Marvel villain,
to, you know, at that time, she don't know, right? She don't know. She worked for this guy for what, 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she doesn't know. She doesn't know who Diddy is, but oh my God, I get an opportunity to work with one of the biggest record label owners on the freaking planet.
Take that.
And like, maybe I can get a job for $70,000, but like, I'll take a pay cut to work for this dude, right? I can live with that, right? And like, there are people routinely who will take a pay cut to work for specific organizations and people, whatever, right? So, and especially in that industry, like, some of those jobs, they don't pay.
Yeah, and it's a door opening.
So exactly. This is a stepping stone, right? But then you're like,
well, working for Diddy is skipping stepping stones.
Yeah, I mean, this is an amazing opportunity at that time, not knowing all the things we know now, right?
Some fucking Diddy shit,
right? Also, you can't be completely in their head because we have all this information from the trial.
Right.
So, like, all of the things that happen in the freak-offs, you don't know the half of it, right? You don't know the half of it, but you do know there's blood and oil around in the rooms, right? Like, you know,
we know,
like
we know
saw
those individual experiences, and in all of those experiences, they're under the influence of drugs. So they have their own individual experiences, but there are other experiences that are happening at that given time that they may not be privy to. And like,
absolutely. And I'm trying to paint the picture here, right? Like you're Mia, you got this amazing opportunity. You see some things that seem kind of out of place. Oh, you see him beat the crap out of his girlfriend. You know, you're like, right? You're thinking, okay, if I leave this job, he could kill me, right? He's maybe threatened that, right? Which I think she said he threatened to kill her. Like, I think it was like her first day, and maybe she thought it was a joke. Like, you know, if any of your past what did he say? If any of your past work, interferes with you working for me, I'm going to kill you. He said that like day one. That was first day, right?
Serious,
so from the get, you've got that going, right? Now, you're getting drugs for this person. You're facilitating these illegal activities,
Right,
whether you think they're
yourself.
illegal at all or not.
Incriminating.
Like, people have been talking
you're on
about
hook.
in this trial, why did these people need immunity deals to talk, right? They obviously fear the fact that they could be prosecuted themselves, which is why they wanted the immunity deal, right? So not only if you quit, will you find a job making similar or better money, right? 2, if you quit, you're going to die, potentially. 3,
Did you die?
3, if you quit, like, he's got dirt on you,
Right.
right? Like, you could go to jail.
He could
right?
turn you in. Yep.
So I mean, you have so many factors there that are keeping them in line that, like, I mean, how much money would I have to get to do that? I mean, the entry.
So what what sounds like right now is you're talking about a criminal enterprise, and if you're building that picture, which that's what the prosecution is doing, then you're
Rico.
essentially in
Rico.
a RICO charge.
Rico, yeah.
So I mean, from the sounds of it, you're saying that they're doing a good job painting that picture.
I mean, like, I think that is, it's got to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt, which is what I think is going to be the hard part. But, like, based on what the prosecution has painted, if I'm in that situation, the entry level for the job is cheap, right? I'm working for Diddy,
Take that.
But, like, to stick around, I mean, there's more factors than just the value of your income. I mean, if you were to say, now going into it, knowing that you're going to be facilitating all these things, if you had all these details, no, there's not a dollar value. Absolutely not. There's not a dollar value. I would take that job. But, like, you know, like, you see what I'm saying?
Yes, and I see. So what I'm telling you is, given what you know now, you're saying that there is no dollar value.
No.
You're taking that.
Absolutely not.
That's where the morals come in. Gotcha. 100% on board with you.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking, I guess, Muhammad might know something, but who's this woman that you were talking about?
Oh, Adriana. I forgot her last name.
Smith?
Is it Smith?
I believe so.
That could be right. Adriana Smith. Yeah. So this woman, just a little background, in February, she was 9 weeks pregnant.
Okay.
And so basically she went to the hospital. She was like, I got these headaches. And like they gave her some medication. They sent her home, right? Then something else happened. She was unresponsive. She came to the hospital in an ambulance, and by the time she got to the hospital, they were like ready to operate on her. They did a CT scan, and her brain was filled with all sorts of blood clots, right? And they were going in to operate, and they were like, she's brain dead. She's brain dead. So, but she's pregnant. And in Georgia, based on the law, and after the 2022 Roe v. Wade overturn, because the baby has a heartbeat, they are not allowed to abort. And they're calling this an abortion because, like, she's brain dead. So the hospital has been keeping her on life support, alive, while brain dead, to keep the baby alive.
Does the baby's do we know who the baby's father is?
Her
No
boyfriend.
idea. I don't know. I don't have any information on that.
Okay.
But they're not allowed to abort anyway, right? Like, no matter what.
My question is, are you really aborting? Like, the mother is only alive right now because she's hooked up to equipment. If you take her off of equipment, she ceased to live.
But then you kill the baby.
But that you're not aborting the baby.
They say it's a gray area
Yeah.
right now. Like, they're like, the hospital doesn't want to risk it. But I also think there might be some foul play with the hospital in that, like, they could have prevented this. And now they're like, well, instead of the state coming after us for killing 2 people, because in Georgia, that's a person. If it's, they call it the heartbeat law or whatever, the life law. Like, if that baby has a heartbeat, that's a person.
And what is her family talking about?
Their family thinks it's atrocious. They are appalled by the fact that they're keeping their daughter alive for this baby, because like there's all sorts of complications that could. One, this has never been done, right? Nobody knows in what condition this baby is going to come out, right? Could be perfectly healthy baby, could come out blind, could come out with all sorts of other issues, and they're like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, I guess there's a reason why this has never been done, right? But I mean, from a science perspective, it's crazy that we can do this. I mean,
well, so like I know everyone was in big uproar because of the Roe v. Wade overturning, right? I'll start there. I think the Roe v. Wade overturning was giving power back to the states. If you liked Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and a lot of people did and respected her, she also agreed that it wasn't something that should have been done in the first place. Now, when you overturn something like this, you run into all these different independent state issues. So where is your stance on abortion? And that leads to that conversation. And I feel like we get tied into the mixture of things because some people will recognize abortion, recognize life at heartbeat, right? And then some want to say, no, it's to this. And then my argument to them, those people, right, are, all right, well, if you don't recognize it at heartbeat and you recognize it at birth, right, because that's when they say, like, that's when it's a living being, because they can eat and do all that. But I'm like, no, they can't do that alone. You still need somebody to help the baby. The baby's just not functioning. But also, if that is your sister, your aunt, your cousin, whoever the case may be, and is murdered, people get the death sentence, or not death sentence, but the murder sentence for the mother and the child, right? Mm-hmm. So are you expecting that to be done? Like, technically that baby would have been born if it wasn't due to somebody else murdering that baby.
Right.
So that's not an abortion, but you're still considering that a baby.
Right.
So it can't be damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I think what needs to be identified regardless, right? And I guess I'm interested on your stance. What's your stance on abortion?
Oh, I don't know if I really want to get into this. Look,
That's the premise of this.
I know. I mean, this is a crazy story, and we can talk for probably hours about just the story and but like my stance on it, like, I would not be in favor of my wife getting an abortion.
Okay.
Right? Like that's my stance. Now, whether or not, like, I would try to prevent other people from having abortions, it's so freaking tricky for me because I flip and flop on this all the time because I hear like new information and I'm like, that's a good point. And then I hear other information and I'm like, that's also a good point. And so it's like, you know, there are these cells in the body that are alive. I don't know, like, when consciousness happens, does consciousness matter? You know, like, there's so many questions. Or what'd you say?
Define consciousness.
Right. Well,
yeah,
good luck.
You can't.
That's still a medical mystery, right? Like,
exactly.
Nobody knows where consciousness comes from.
Yeah, and don't they say when you play classical music for the baby in the womb and the baby Einsteins and all that stuff in the womb, it's supposed to help your baby's cognitive, so they're recognizing that there is some sort of cognitive ability inside the womb.
Yeah.
Unless it's being transferred through the mother. So there is an aspect where it could be that the mother, she's pregnant with the baby and she's taking it in and it's somehow being transferred onto them. So like that's a gray area too, because people are just saying it because they're like, okay, well, there's a baby in there and we're playing classical music for the baby, but it could be that there's a different mechanism in which that is passed along to the child, or maybe it has some kind of physiological feature that it's lowering stress in the mother or is doing something to the mother so that it influences or does whatever to the baby that's not born yet. It's just there's so many unknowns that you can't really definitively say one thing or the other.
Oh, the women are going to love this segment. 3 men talking about women's rights.
We don't know. We don't listen. We started off with we don't know what we're talking about. We're just here giving our opinions and
listen, I'm just busting chops. I literally, I have my stance on abortion, right? Like Lily, when Ashley found out that she was pregnant with Lily, they said immediately, because Ashley was having very bad pains, right? And Lily's my daughter, Ashley's my ex, right? But so she went to the hospital and they said, hey, you're pregnant, but it's an ectopic pregnancy and you're going to have to get an abortion or it's not going to go through, right? That was said immediately. And she called me, she was crying, she was very, very sad. And I was like, listen, like whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Just understand that like, if you're going to have the baby, I'm going to be here. And if you're not going to have the baby, I'm going to support you. If you're asking for my opinion is that I personally don't agree with an abortion. That's me. Am I going to look at you differently? No. This is falling strictly on your shoulders. It's not like I want you to carry the burden, but I can't determine whether or not you want to carry out pregnancy or not carry out pregnancy. That's not my decision. Right?
Yeah.
I can just give you what I thought. Now, she went the next day and found out that the pregnancy was fine, but she did have a cyst in her ovaries, which they thought was an ectopic pregnancy, which was not, right? Okay. So we could have technically aborted Lily off of something that wasn't correctly identified by the doctor. And we didn't. And I have a beautiful 16-year-old girl who is amazing and amazes me on a daily basis. There are situations like that. There's that guy that goes, I forget his name, that goes to campuses and argues all these different stances. And they asked him, well, if your daughter was raped and would you let her get an abortion? And he was like, I'm against that. And I don't know how I feel about that. Personally, like I don't know if I could, like, again, my stance would be my stance. I don't agree with it, but I'm not holding you like.
Are you talking about? Is it Steven Crowder or who are you talking about?
I don't know his name.
Well, and I mean, like the
Clark Kent, no something.
Clark Kent.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, Superman.
Charlie Kirk.
Superman.
Huh?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Kirk. Isn't he like super conservative, dude?
He has kids. They were like, if his daughter. They asked him if his daughter was raped, would he allow her to get an abortion? And he said, we don't agree with abortion. His response is, if someone was born off of a rape, could you tell them in this crowd, right? And you couldn't tell the difference, right? If they were or they weren't. And there is a crime there, sure, but he treats all births as a gift from God, right? Whether we believe that or not, that's a hard fucking stance to take. His beliefs are his beliefs, and he's standing in his beliefs, and everyone has the right to their beliefs.
Well, and they're not only his beliefs; they're beliefs of a lot of people.
Well, sure, there are a lot of people that believe that, but at the end of the day, we have to define when a baby is a baby. And if we are defining the baby as a baby at heartbeat, then every abortion is murder.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what we're talking about. So the gray area here is that you're not murdering someone if the mother isn't alive. The mother is only alive due to equipment.
I mean, it is. I think that the argument that, I mean, the gray area is that if they allow the mother to die, then the baby will die. Is that abortion? Is that abortion?
Yeah. No,
I don't believe that's abortion.
And then there's the whole Hippocratic oath that, you know, doctors are required to save all people, right? Like to take every action they can to save every person. And if the law says that this fetus, or whatever you want to call it, right? What, you know, use whatever word you want. This, I don't know, at this point, 22-week or something year old thing, right? Fetus is a person or not, right?
When and for them or these people to thing.
I mean, you know, like some people call it a thing. Some people call it, you know, some women who really hate children might call it a parasite, right? Like,
Jesus.
like there are some strong words on both sides about what, you know,
fetus.
What it is, but you know, we can call it a fetus, right? So does the government, and I don't know why they haven't been like, well, this is our interpretation, but like that's not going to happen until it goes to a judge, right? So like and I don't know why they're not suing. They might be suing the hospital to like allow their daughter to die.
I'm not sure, but
go ahead.
I think because it had to do with that whole law thing. And to your point earlier, it was because she went to the hospital with a headache, and then they didn't do any of those additional testing to see if it was something bigger than just a headache. So they gave her the medicine. She went home, and then the next day, or the next night, boyfriend woke up because she was gasping for air and gurgling, called 911, took her to the hospital. Then they did the scans, and then they asked for his permission to do whatever it was, and then they did it, and then she was brain dead.
So what's his stance on the baby? Because if his stance on the baby is I want to keep the baby, right? Yeah. Then we're having a different topic of conversation, but then we're still my body, my choice, right? Yep. That this is the argument here, right? And like technically it's not her body anymore. Like it's her body, but like she doesn't exist.
She can't have a choice. Yeah.
Right. So if we're gonna argue this, I would say then you're correct, right? That the doctor has to try to save everyone. But in order for that to happen, then you need to go in and force the pregnancy, right?
Is it the baby's body at this point?
But the baby's body is the fetus, not the shell of the mom. So you need to go through with the C-section, pull the fetus out, and try to keep the fetus alive. So, not have a fucking a shell of like a spaceship. Whatever you want to call it. What's the pods from the Matrix? Like,
yeah, but why? I mean, why go through all that trouble when they have a perfect, perfect? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, this from a medical standpoint, right? This is the most viable way to keep that, if you want to call it a person, because Georgia calls it a person, that person alive. Right, but it is in its perfect conditions. Right now, it is probably getting.
It's not in perfect conditions.
Why?
Here's the issue. They're not sure because there is a risk since the baby stayed without oxygen when Adriana died.
That's right. That's right.
So there is a risk. They don't even know what, like you said before, they don't know how the baby's going to turn out.
No, my point was, you know, if you were like, where could you put this fetus in a better place to maximize its survivability? I don't think you can. I think leaving the baby where it is, and I'm not arguing for the fact. I'm not arguing that they need to keep this baby alive and you know and keep this going. What I'm saying is, where could we put this fetus? Like, as soon as they figure out the technology to abort a baby from somebody and put it into some like synthetic womb, like abortions will be a thing of the past.
The
right? They'll
Matrix
just be like,
pod,
oh, let's
bro.
just make babies and we'll just give them out to people. Who wants a baby?
that
You know what I mean?
isn't
They'll
that
start
what-
selling babies. Like,
Isn't that what
so
Hollywood
they
already
don't. We
does?
don't have that technology, right? So now
Isn't
you
that
got
what
this.
Hollywood already does for the
Out here
baby's blood?
fucking selling babies.
I mean,
bro.
like female, like there are no other wombs in female.
Get
wombs.
your babies here.
But like the womb in a female is the perfect environment for a baby, for a child to be birthed. Why is it incumbent
What
upon
makes it a
them
female?
to make some other, to
Chromosomes.
I lost my track of thought because to make some other womb for this fetus, right? Like,
So essentially, she's like a surrogate, but like a surrogate that's dead. But she was the actual mom. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
We also don't know if there's any issues of this fetus because there is no brain matter in the host body, if that plays a factor in any of this.
well, there's no activity, right? And we don't know.
Also,
And we're not going to know until this comes to an end. I think there's only like 10 more weeks.
The people who are for abortion, and want to make the government make sure that abortion is there, right? Say they only care about the mother and the baby up until the point that the baby's born and the baby's alive. After that, they don't give a fuck. The government can care less.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I can't argue that statement being wrong.
Yeah.
Because the baby's going to be born. We don't know if the boyfriend, is the baby father. We would assume that being the case. We don't know if he wants the baby or not. And then we don't know if the family is in a situation, financial ability and all, to be able to take care of another baby, right? And then wants a baby from their dead daughter, right? Which wouldn't be here unless we're just keeping her on tubes,
Yeah.
right? So at the end of the day, the baby's going to be born, and then what? Potentially go into foster care and an orphanage, and what kind of life is that? And then, like, there's a lot that could be fixed in this country. Adoption is one of them, and
it's
foster
horrible.
care is another. But like, all of these things have to be talked about.
Yeah.
And we're in a situation in the world today where there isn't a lot of talking. There's my point of view, there's your point of view, and there is no conversation on exchanging of ideas. And this is a fucking huge gray area where we're just fucking, she
Winging
might
it.
as well be in a Matrix pod.
I mean, that's effectively what she is. I mean, we're not harvesting the energy from her, but, I mean, like,
Are we?
I mean, no,
Are we
we're not. We're
They're
not.
gonna take
No,
the
we're not.
fucking-
Kind of
I mean,
are.
like, go ahead, Mohammed.
That point though, like, it's not. She's not eating, right? So they're doing feeding tubes, they're doing all this stuff. She's not active, she's not moving around, she's not doing any of that stuff. So the baby is not being brought to term in a normal sense. Like, the baby's not growing in the way that a baby would normally grow, as like the mother's walking around doing things, breathing, moving. I mean, obviously she's breathing because she's on a ventilator and whatever else, and they're pumping whatever food into her, whatever nutrients through IV. But it just, I don't know, it seems like it's more of a moral and an ethical question, and it's a tough one because the point of not aborting a baby. But if we look at it from the sense of survival in nature, like, that baby would not be viable if the mother died. So
No,
as
right.
nature would
Fucking
have
vulture food.
as nature would have it, that baby is considered dead right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Turkey
we're
vulture.
keeping it alive
RS.
because of some law. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but if we're looking at things from a in nature perspective, and obviously we're not in nature anymore, and we have technology to do all those things, the baby could come to term when they finally decide to take it out, and then have some serious issues because of the time that it was without oxygen, or because it didn't have the right nutrients the whole way through during that time, or who knows what could happen. And then it's like, you bring on another question of like, okay, we go a step further from like adoption and foster care and all that stuff. It's like, what happens now when you bring a baby in that is not capable to sustain life on its own and now is a burden to the family or the government for needing to be cared for 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a much bigger...
yeah. I mean, there's so many factors involved in all of that. But like, back to like what should be allowed and what should not be allowed. I mean, if we talk about nature, right? Like you're effectively saying, oh, if the mom is like, you have to be consistent when you come up with these laws, right? So if you say, well, in this particular case, nature would say that this baby would die. Well, then we've got to apply that across the board, right? Well, all right, this woman got raped and now she's pregnant. She's healthy. Nature would say this baby is viable. It's gonna live. It's gonna be fine, right? So like, and I think that's the
point.
That's a lot of the tricky part when you come to the law and making a law about abortion is where do we have a consistent middle ground where, and I mean, the other argument, not even just religious, is does this thing, baby, fetus, whatever in the womb have its own rights, right? And there's a religious aspect, there's that aspect, there's so many aspects, and it's tough to say. I mean, I hope to God that, whatever they do, if this baby comes out on the other end, there's nothing wrong with it. It's great. It goes home to a loving family, and like imagine growing up and finding all of this news, like you're the baby. Imagine you're the baby, and now you're like 16, and you're finding all this news about like everyone who's ever loved you is pushing for them to kill you while you're in the womb. Like imagine that trauma.
Well,
holy crap.
Well, yeah, I think the thought process would have to be that we weren't trying to kill you. We didn't want our daughter to be kept alive. So we weren't saying that they couldn't take you out of our daughter, right? Your mom.
Yeah, but that's not what's out there right now, right?
If here's what I'm gonna tell you. If they keep this baby alive, I would love to be a lawyer in Georgia because I am suing on behalf of that baby.
And that baby's going to be paid for the rest of his life.
The baby is going to, because
right.
I'm going to say that there was the death of the mother fell on the hospital, and I'm going to try to prove malpractice, and the hospital will have to pay. That baby's going to, as soon as that baby turns 18, that baby paid, and I'm going to line my pockets, and this is going to be a public event, and I'm going to become famous from it.
Yeah. At this point, I'm sure there probably already is some sort of a suit coming. With just in general, the what happened, especially with how much attention this is getting. I'm sure some lawyers picked up, reached out to the family, and said, "We have a case. They didn't follow procedure. Yep. They didn't do test further. There's definitely something if that's the case. So they'll be, financially.
Well.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I got a question for you guys. I think Scotty has some questions, so I think this could be a little bit of fun. The question I'm going to ask it's two parts, right? So we'll do one first. Think of an acquaintance, maybe someone that you work with that you're cool with, but you haven't hung out. You guys aren't friends, but you guys are friendly. You guys got to lunch. And you're like, fuck, I meant to grab cash. I wanted to grab a lottery ticket for today. So they give you $2 to play the lottery. You win $200 million cash take home. What are you giving that person?
Dang.
And
nothing.
I mean,
said nothing? No, you're not.
Nothing. Here's your $2 back.
So you take home $200 million?
$200 million cleared is in your
Oh shit! Thank you for that $2. Here you go.
I'd give him like
I'll give you some interest.
What?
I'd give him $50,000.
50 grand.
If I'm taking home 200 million.
Okay.
But the scenario is they gave you $2 to play the lottery, and you get a lottery ticket, right? The night of the drawing, you see that you won on that lottery ticket, right? You have the lottery ticket in your hand, but you bought it with somebody else's money, right?
No, it's my money. Once they give it to me, it's my money.
Okay, so you're 50,000. You're giving them $2 back.
I can give them their $2 back. That's right, baby.
Okay.
Thanks for the $2, bro.
Okay.
I mean, the idea is you're playing.
So,
Mo, do you understand this? You're playing the lottery for them.
No.
They gave you $2 to buy a lottery ticket for them.
No, not for them.
No, that's not it.
No, that's not the scenario.
The scenario is you asked them for $2 because you didn't have cash and you're playing the lottery. So they gave you the $2 for you to play the lottery for yourself. At the point they gave me the $2, that's my $2 now.
Well, I want to talk about the other situation.
That's a good one, but that's a gray area.
But that doesn't make any sense. You're giving them, you're buying.
They're like, yo, I can't run to the store. Yo, here's $2 to go play a lottery for me. Like, go get a ticket.
Yeah, but then you're going to give them the ticket back. That doesn't make any sense.
Hell no, not if I figured out I won before I get a chance to give them the ticket back.
But then you can get sued, so that's a whole different.
Prove it.
But you can get it could be proven.
Oh,
but
okay.
That's already happened. So let's not even talk about that. It's a simple question.
There was a big case on that, yeah.
Anthony Weber goes to lunch. I'm at lunch with Joe Schmo.
I get it now. You don't have to.
So you're giving them $2?
Yeah, thanks for the $2, bro.
Yo, it's fucking. All right, now here's the other side of the question. I'm at the grocery store with you, and you're like, "Fuck, I was supposed to play a lottery. I don't have any cash on me, and I give you $2. How much are you giving me?"
You got to explain again.
We're at Wawa.
Yep.
Right. Let's just say we're going to the concert, and you're like, "Fuck, I forgot cash, and I wanted to play the lottery. So I give you $2 to play the lottery. You win $200 million. How much money are you giving me?"
I mean, we're cool though.
Right.
Like, even if you didn't give me the cash, I'd definitely pay your house off, like, for sure.
But
like,
the question is, how much money are you giving me?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that.
Muhammad?
$1 million.
You guys are fucking savages. You guys are fucking like. But listen, this is. You guys are doing this to fuck with me, right?
No way. This is not savage. Think about this. I like his answer. $1 million.
That's not all you're getting from me.
I give you $1 million. You're making $100,000 a year on average.
No, you're not.
For the rest of your life.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
No, it's 8% actually for the S&P 500, and like that's not guaranteed. There were years where people took losses and then bounced back. So if I'm living off of that,
it's free money. It's free money. First of all,
I
don't know what numbers you're looking at, but if you go into an S&P 500 index over
8%
over the last since 1991, if you go on to what is it called, SPY? If you put money into SPY, average 12%.
All right, historical data says 8%, but doesn't matter. We're arguing fractions here. But
12%.
You guys. All right, my answer. I'm gonna give you my answer because you guys have to be fucking with me, literally fucking with me. First and foremost,
half.
Yeah, I'm giving you guys half.
I'm giving you half.
You're giving me half.
I was giving you half.
If I lent you $2,
if you let me. All right. So here's the thing. In order for that to fucking work, I had to buy that lottery ticket at that time.
Dang.
That's like, if I'm looking at it from that perspective, that lottery ticket is purchased solely because of that particular time. If I didn't have that $2, I wouldn't buy that particular lottery ticket at that particular time. That means I'm not getting anything. So yeah, $200 million. I win $200 million. You're the reason why I won $200 million. Because if you weren't here, I wouldn't be getting dick right now. Might as well go work for Diddy, right? Like, no,
I don't want to hear that ever again.
No fucking way. No, it's half. I mean, you're getting half. You're getting $100 million minus the $2.
Yeah, it's petty. That's funny though.
That's wild to me. That's wild to me
no,
that
I
you would
didn't
say.
say-
You
no, no,
said.
no, no.
Well, you said.
You
no,
said no.
You didn't say anything. You said.
You said random
I like
acquaintance.
I like his million. Are you crazy? Are you crazy right now? You have 200 million. You're giving me $1 million and saying, "Go have fun."
Yeah, but I mean, 200 million is not 200 million though. You win the lottery, it's 200 million, right? You only get half because you take the
No,
chunk of
200. I told you 200 million in your fucking pocket.
in the pocket.
200 million.
Dang, bro. That changes things.
No, it doesn't. Even if taxes, you're walking away with 120. You're giving me
No,
one.
no.
You're giving me one.
No.
So, and then here's my answer.
I'm thinking I'm getting 50 mil.
What are you talking about, dog? $200 million.
I'm doing very quick math here, right?
Yeah.
You take the lump sum, you get a little bit less than
No,
half.
I'm talking about 200 million minus taxes
I
is
understand.
120. Yeah, go ahead. Argue that math. Numbers are numbers, dog. They don't lie.
I hear 200
Now,
as the
you're
jackpot
going
number.
through these
I
assumptions.
hear the
I said
jackpot.
200
I
million
understand.
minus taxes is
Okay,
120.
well, I didn't hear you. That you didn't say
1
minus
million, bro?
taxes.
All right, and here's you're $2 and you're 50. If I'm at work,
We're talking about acquaintances.
right, and I'm going to answer that one
Random
too.
jokes. No.
I'm answering that one too. If I go to work if I'm going to lunch with somebody from work and they gave me $2 and I give them $50,000 in return, I'm a fucking scumbag. I'm gonna make sure that
50,000. He said.
I'm gonna
50,000.
make sure. Yeah, you're a scumbag. You're less of a scumbag. Like I'm gonna make sure that person gets to retire. So I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give them $5 million. $5 million gets them to retire. It'll be if I know if I know that they make $150,000 a year, I'm giving them $5 million. $2 million they can set themselves up, and $3 million gets put in investments, and they don't have to work again ever again. $50,000, and I have 200 mil in the bank. $2? You're giving them,
$2, bro. They're getting them $2.
No.
Dude, because you said they're just an acquaintance. That's someone from work that you know.
Yeah,
from
but
work.
if they
just
weren't
referred to
there,
the-
you weren't getting that.
All right. If the
Doesn't matter.
scenario was reversed, what would they be giving you?
I can't worry about that. I would hope that they would give
You're a
me
generous man,
enough to retire.
You're a generous man.
I'll be
Life
that, but
doesn't-
at the end of the day, I also have to show gratitude and understand that the world works how the world works. So the lottery, in order for me to win that lottery, how many times have we heard there was that one person that got in line and another person cut in front of them to buy a lottery ticket. They got their lottery ticket and they didn't fuss. Then the next person bought the lottery ticket and they ended up winning.
Yo, the way
Right?
this dude says lottery.
Lottery ticket.
It's a lottery ticket.
Bro, I don't care. You guys are wild. 50K? 50K is less of a scumbag. $2 in return?
$2, bro.
What?
Maybe I'll give him 100 spot. Here's a Benny. Thanks for the $2, bro.
That is wild.
Yo, that's a great return on investment.
That is crazy.
That's what. Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing too. It's like that money. Okay, they gave me $2, and sure, I used that $2 for that lottery ticket. But if I have $2 at home, maybe that other $2 is their $2 now. So how? Like, yeah, we're justifying it as okay. They gave you that money at that time, and you use that money to it, but.
But it's not about that. It's about in order for you to have purchased that lottery ticket.
I get what you're saying.
It needed to be that time. That's the way I'm looking at it. Not like, they gave me $2 and then I went and bought a lottery ticket later in the day. At that given moment, we're at Wawa. They gave me $2. I bought a lottery ticket right then and there. Like, for me, my perspective, like, I'm only getting that winning lottery ticket because of them, because of that time. I'm going to give them something in return where they don't have to worry about it. Even today, I'm also going to give what you don't understand is if I go to the guy at 7-Eleven, I say, hey, give me a Mega Million. I'm giving that guy $50K. I'm giving that guy behind the counter.
You're crazy, bro. You're crazy.
$200 million, Scott.
Crazy,
what are we
bro.
talking about?
Yeah, I mean, all right. Well, I'm gonna see you working in like 5 years because you're just handing out cash to everybody.
I'm not handing
You're gonna be one of them stories. They're gonna put you on a reality TV show. The millionaire that's broke, right?
No.
I mean,
No.
yeah.
No.
I'm giving him
We're talking about-
$50,000 a year. He's gonna get half. Like, that's crazy, bro. You're gonna give your acquaintance
I
half?
would no. I said you half. I said the acquaintance
okay.
5 million.
I'll take half. Thanks.
Yeah, of course you would. You told me you would give me $1 million. You fucking scumbag.
I didn't say anything.
Now I know.
I didn't say anything.
Now I know.
I said
if
I
you
like
guys
his
win-
answer. I didn't
Yeah,
say that I would
means
give
you
you $1
agree with
million.
it.
Dang, bro. Yo, listen.
didn't
If you
hear-
give me $1 million, I'm cool.
You also didn't
Like,
let
I'm
me
good with
finish, but that's okay.
No,
What's that?
I'm just busting chops. Go ahead.
No, because originally what I said was $1 million. That was like to take care of the house and do whatever other stuff, and then you would be set after that. Like my immediate group of people would be set. So it's not a matter of okay, yeah, whatever money I gave you, there would be something set up beyond that. So
Oh, don't worry about this guy. You're going.
Well,
broke
yo,
compared to him.
you got 200 million. I mean, how many people are you giving million out to?
I could give $1 million to 200 people.
And then have
I don't
zero.
know,
And then have zero.
I don't know 200 people that I would be giving $1 million to.
But
I'm just saying.
here's what I'm saying.
How
Scott.
much would you?
all I need is 20 million in the bank to never have to worry about anything ever again, and then like I just say another 10 to get myself set up. The other 130, it doesn't matter.
Bro, so you got 200 million in the bank. You're giving away 170 million dollars? No freaking way. No
I'm not
way.
saying that I am or I'm not, but you're telling me that I'm going broke for giving the 7-Eleven guy $50K and for giving the person who got me the ticket
Yo.
$5 million.
The 7-Eleven guy pushed some buttons like he does every freaking
And
day.
you know what? That day, in that particular moment,
Nuts.
he handed a
Nuts.
winning Karma. You guys hear this,
Nuts,
Karma?
bro.
Karma, hi. I'm Anthony.
You're nuts,
Hook me
bro.
up whenever you want.
Oh my
All
god.
right. So, Scotty, you have some
That was a
questions.
You're wild.
That was a good
dude.
question.
You're wild, dude. All right, well, follow up to that question. You get $200 million. That's in the freaking bank, in your
Yeah.
account, right? How much of that are you keeping? I mean, I know how much you need to set up, but how much of that are you keeping? And how much are you allocating to giving to other people?
I mean, so 30 million is easy number for me to sit there and say that I'm set up for life. Like I have my dream house, I have my beach house, I have everything that I want, and then I have to look at my family and the friends that I call family, right? And then from there, it would just be investments on what I want to do.
So how much are you keeping?
I mean, but like, what do you mean by keeping?
How much are you allocating to friends, family, whatever? Like, what would you be comfortable with giving away?
$170 million, I'm going to say I'm changing the life of 80 million people.
Wait, 80
You mean
million
you're
people?
using 80
people.
million,
80
$80 million
people.
dollars?
80 people, their life is immediately changed.
By what?
But
So are you saying you're going to use $80 million? Or you're going to use all 170 on those 80 people?
No, I'm saying that I don't know if I'm using all 170, but 80 people are taken care of for the rest of their lives.
I don't know 80 people to be able to
I'm just using 80
to
as
change
a
their
number.
lives.
I have a lot of
I mean,
have
look,
a lot of family.
Even getting 100,000 is life changing. Like if somebody dropped $100,000 in my lap right now, that would be life changing.
Yeah.
So I mean,
We're like-
so you could be talking about 80, or you could be talking about $8 million.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Well, that's what I'm
we're
saying.
talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about like 80 individual families. Let's just say
Yeah, you're not. I don't think you're answering
this
my question.
numbers because it's a hard thing to think about, right?
I understand.
Out of the
That's why I'm asking.
170 million, how much of
What
that
are you
am I
willing to
going
give away? That's right.
Half of
Half
170.
of it. Wow,
So
bro.
85 million.
I'm so
85 million.
I'm so happy that I'm your friend. What do you think, Mo?
Scott, what like here's the thing. We hear the story about people going broke that win the lottery.
Yup.
20 million is going somewhere and it's never being touched. I'm living off of
realize
the
that.
interest of that 20 million.
Bro, I understand
So
what you're talking about.
So
about the
I'm
30
never
mil.
going broke.
Yeah, bro, but I need to stay active. Like I can't like not do things, and I'm using that money to invest in other things. I'm not saying
75 million isn't enough for you
nah,
to,
it's not enough, bro. It's not enough. It's not enough.
75 million?
85 million is not enough for you to
Nah, bro.
I'm
'Cause you don't know
confused.
what you don't. I mean, yo, I would have to do a lot of math, but I'm not giving away half of what I have left over.
Scott, you just said that you make 10% off of interest.
That's right.
Right?
So that's $2 million a year.
So at $20 million, that's $2 million a year.
That's right.
Which is what? 10 times more than you're making right now a year.
Or more.
Right? So I don't know what we're talking about here. Having another 85 on top of that, I don't know what we're talking about here. And here's the thing. Those 85 people that I'm changing their lives, they're networked around me. So all of us are moving and shaking, right?
Yeah.
You're moving and shaking. He's moving and shaking. So all of us are set. So I don't know what you're talking about. The 85 can't get done, but so be it. How much am I getting?
What do you think?
How much am I getting, Scott? You didn't answer. How much am I getting? How much am I getting? I gave you the winning lottery ticket. How much am I getting?
Wait,
I gave you the winning lottery ticket.
Oh, I didn't say. I didn't say how much you're getting.
I'm asking.
I mean, look, I was gonna if I won anyway, you were gonna get a large sum of money, more than $1 million.
I'm the reason why you won. I gave you the $2 to
but
win.
nah, you're not getting half.
So how much am I getting?
You're not getting anything extra that you wouldn't have gotten already.
Okay. That's wild.
Just because you gave me $2 to buy a lottery ticket
at that particular time to get that particular ticket.
I think, yo, me saying that, I think you'd be like, yo, we're not friends no more.
I mean, listen.
Yo, you're not giving me half. We're not friends no more.
No, what I'm saying is,
you don't need half.
What I'm saying is, I'm reevaluating the number that you're getting.
So what my stance has always been is, if I win the lottery, all of my friends and close family, everyone's taken care of. You don't have to work again. Houses are paid off. All that stuff is paid off. You're taken care of, and that way you can set something up to give you a step ahead in life and get ahead, right? What you do with that at that point, that you get nothing more from me beyond that. If you blow it, you screw it, you fuck it up, and you lose it all, and you do whatever, I'm sorry, that's what it is. All your debts are paid off. You're set up to be able to succeed going forward. Whatever you end up doing with it, that's it. I mean, I'm saying I could allocate half of that to all of the people around me that I need to, and it's not a large group of people, because it's only like people that I consider to be extremely close and like real close friends.
Yeah, we're talking about people that if I right now at 3:00 in the morning call, they're going to answer for me. I know if I call you at 3:00 in the morning, you're helping me out. I know if I call Momo at 3:00 in the morning, he's helping me out. I know, God forbid, like my electricity is out because I can't afford to pay the bills, all of that. I asked one of you guys are helping me out. We're talking about those people. And I know who those people are in my circle. My circle is very, very like tight. But I also have a huge family, right? Whether or not they're well off or not, doesn't matter. They're getting money from me because they're my family, right? So they're going to be able to, like you said, be able to do something. So that's why if I'm using half of my money for these individuals play a big impact on who I am today.
Yeah.
But I know that when the time comes and I'm going to the lottery place to pick up my winnings, Scotty's numbers needs to be reevaluated.
I mean, yo, just so y'all know, I need about $5 million to stop working.
But
that's it, just 5.
All right, you said you got some questions. Let's hear it.
All right.
$5 million to stop working. That's it.
Yo, I don't know how I could top that question, but I'm gonna try. So, would you rather have your thoughts appear in a speech bubble over your head, or have to narrate everything you do out loud?
Narrate everything I do. I think some crazy fucking shit. I do.
Oh my God, that's a hard question. That's not a hard question. Both of them are fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Both of them are fucking horrible.
As I walk to take a shit into the bathroom. Like,
exactly. Like I farted and I went to the bathroom to check to see if it was actually shit or not. And I like I'm walking around. And I'm narrating everything that I'm doing. Like
yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Oh man.
On my way to go rub one out in the shower. That's what I will, 100%. Like,
Yo,
oh, can you
thoughts,
imagine?
Yo,
can
your
you
thoughts are
imagine-
crazy, bro.
Imagine going to the club, going home with a chick,
Going
and
to
be
the
like,
club.
and be like,
Yo, I'm gonna get this tonight, bro.
so I'm gonna
Ruined your night.
So I'm gonna take you upstairs and do some wild things to you. Are you ready to go? As we go up these stairs, what's going to happen is I'm going to lay you on the bed.
Is that a
can't
thought
win
or a
this
narration?
You can't win in that scenario because your thoughts are going to be popping up over your head.
That's
and your
right.
thoughts
My
are doing what you
thoughts-
say.
so-
That's right.
okay.
One-on-one situation, you're done. You're done.
No,
But out
no.
in public, yo, think about
Come on.
walking through like Times Square, and you're like, dang, like you're walking with your girl, and you're like, dang, that girl look good. It just pops into your head. You're done.
Wait,
you're done.
That
bro.
never happens. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
when I'm with my girl.
Yeah.
It's like that
What do you
meme.
do?
It's like that meme where he's walking with his girl, and he's like looking back.
I have no idea what you're talking about in those situations.
I don't know this guy's
What are you talking about?
But
I
at the
don't know,
same
dude.
time, you're like walking down Times Square, and you're like, now I'm looking at that beautiful woman.
Or I'm in fucking work and I'm like, this dude is a fucking idiot, right? We're in a fucking meeting and they just say something just
Dang.
you should have just kept your mouth closed. Like we had
Oh,
a dude at work, right? We had this big fucking meeting and it's going over all of the changes that are happening at work and we're having all of our C-suite individuals talking. The owners of the company are talking to us.
Yeah.
And every single person that touches the microphone, the kid gets up and asks, "What books are you reading right now?" Like that's his only question, and that's what he always says. So during this meeting, I've thought, I wish this guy would shut the fuck up, right? That's popping up over my head, and everyone's seeing
Yep.
that. No,
Yep.
no, absolutely not.
Like, my job is gone. I lost
Yeah.
my job. Already.
Yeah, you can't have a job.
You work with
times
you
you
and
can't-
freaking.
You can't think.
Yeah,
I
man.
can't think.
Yeah, man. That's rough.
So I know you have other questions, but this is something that I talked to a bunch of people about. You guys have intrusive thoughts?
100% all the time.
How do they appear to you?
Bro, I'm driving. I'm like, yeah, just drive into the median.
Okay, but is it like narration?
No, it's just like it's just a thought. It's like what would happen. It's
But like,
kinda
how does the
what
thought
would happen?
How do you see the thought?
I don't see the thought. It's like
So
I
is it
haven't
is it someone talking to you?
No.
Is it you reading words like
no, it just appears in my head.
you actually doing it?
Just think it's like it's the thought of it's like what would happen if someone like for example like what would happen if someone just decided since we're all humans and the lines are the only thing stopping you from going the other lane. It's like what would happen if someone just decided just swerve their car into the other lane and like smash into somebody. So it's more of a thought process and it's not like I don't hear someone talking to me. I don't have voice in my head and I don't read something. It's kind of just like the thought of whatever it is pops in your head. It's not so much like a narration or
It's more like
you know,
ideas instead of words.
See,
Yeah,
mine
yeah.
comes in like a fucking cartoon, bro.
Yo, yo, you
I
might
fu-
want
I-
to talk
I
to
swear to
somebody
God.
about that.
Roadrunner.
No, I swear to God. So, like, for instance,
Roadrunner.
I'll give you guys an
Yo, what
example.
is this
right?
coyote doing over here?
There's a 1-lane bridge near my house, right?
Okay.
And like it's yield on both sides, right? I don't think this is a fucking hard thing to understand.
Oh my god,
Right.
these things piss me off.
hate
And
those.
it's 1-1-1-1-1-1. I think it's fucking like just
Yeah,
being
but
a
I
human
hate the
being.
1-1. Just like keep
People's
yielding.
brains don't work, dude. Nobody wants to wait.
So wait, you're one of those people that piggyback off the person. in
Yo,
front of you?
it depends on the situation. If they do it one
Am I
way,
in a
then I
rush?
do it the other way.
Am I in a rush? Do I got to be somewhere?
Wait, you guys can't be serious.
Am I in a rush? Do I got to be somewhere?
It doesn't matter.
Yo.
No,
So
this can't be
here's the deal.
serious.
I also
You guys are fucking with me again? You guys are not. This is not serious.
Listen, bro.
No. Are you guys serious
Am I
right
running
now?
late for an
Yo.
interview?
Wait,
Am I running late for an interview?
no. You guys don't abide?
Nah, man, not all the
I
time.
do.
Not
I
all
do,
the
I do.
time. Depends on the day, bro.
I
Not
do.
all the time?
Not all the time.
Like 50-50?
No, I
Oh,
don't
you're a fucking scumbag. You're a fucking scumbag. Do you not put the shopping cart back?
I put it to wherever is closest.
My God, you're one of those people.
No. Like if there's like, if I'm parked right next to the place where that takes the carts, I put it in the cart thing. If I'm parked close to the store, I put it at the store.
Okay.
No, I don't freaking leave it on a curb.
Okay.
Who does that?
Who does that? There's a lot of people.
Who does that? That's
the
crazy.
same people that don't yield.
That's lazy
on both sides of the fucking thing.
Oh no.
Have you guys seen the YouTube channel? The guy that goes around with these stickers and he just smacks them. He like throws them on people's cars when they don't put the
parking lot police.
Parking lot police, whatever it is. And people get so violently angry when you call them out on not returning their cart.
Yep.
And like they run after him and he just outmaneuvers them, runs away from them. They can't catch him. And he's like throwing the sticker magnet on their car. And they're like, we're calling the cops. You assaulted us or you do. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
oh, dude.
But
there's a lot
but like, they're having intrusive thoughts like, wow, I'm such a scumbag putting this cart in the curb.
But so for those people, my brain thinks that I should keep a fucking stack of pennies in a cup next to me. And when those people do not abide to the 11111, lower my window, grab a fucking handful of fucking pennies and fucking straight launch them shits.
If you
and in my head, I see it as a cartoon.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
That's
I see
wild,
as
bro.
a
That's
cartoon.
wild.
So like you guys, and what do you see? You see just the. But how does the thought appear?
I don't know. I'm trying to like imagine what you guys are thinking, but like I have internal conversations.
So internal narration.
Yeah.
That's
what.
But
I mean, it's not words. Like I'm not talking. Well, sometimes
I'm not talking.
Sometimes,
what are you doing if it's narration?
Sometimes I work through things in my head. Like
everybody does.
Yeah, working through things in your head, but like how do thoughts appear? It's not just the thought.
I mean, sometimes I speak to myself out loud, like not even thinking about it. Especially like if I'm in my car. Yeah.
Got it. Intrusive thoughts. Now I know that Scotty doesn't fucking yield on the fucking 111.
Oh my God, bro. Yo.
And how about the merging lane? You don't abide the merging lane?
I mean.
So you don't abide the merging lane.
What do you mean abide?
The merging lane. When there's a merge.
Yeah.
It's 1111.
Oh yeah. I abide that.
Oh, so you abide that, but you don't abide where both fucking signs say yield, you asshole.
Bro, so it's more about efficiency than anything, right? So one, if anybody from like PennDOT or any Department of Transportations across the freaking country is listening to this, extend all traffic lights. It is so inefficient that people have to move and then stop and then move and then stop. Like, so in the yield, it takes me, I think, on my end, right? It takes us more time to get through the intersection if we stop for every single car that's going through these yield signs.
This sounds like multitasking.
When I can go through at the same speed as the guy in front of me. I don't think 5 freaking cars. I mean, that might be a little bit different, but like if there's 2 and 2, like come on, let's get this over with. I'm going to get that guy. I'm going to get that guy that's sitting behind you over this bridge faster if I piggyback on this dude. 100%. Let's time it. Let's do it. Guaranteed.
I don't know.
I'm baffled at this. It's not about
it's a zipper.
Well, now it's the zipper rule, right? And it's just everything is supposed to be the zipper. Yeah.
That's so inefficient.
But
anyway,
that is what it is. Now you piggybacking behind someone says your time is more valuable than the person.
It is for the benefit of everyone.
It's not.
This guy sacrifices a half a second so that way we all save time.
No.
Yes, that's how that works.
So that person's half a second is.
Yeah, he lost a half a second so that we can all have more time.
No, you gain.
Okay,
more time.
he lost a half a second. 2 other people gain more time.
Okay.
Whatever.
What other questions you got going?
Would you rather have to announce every time you fart or never be able to tell when you're about to?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yo, that is a wild one, right? Because
I'm announcing every time.
Wait, you have to announce it?
You have to announce every time you fart, or you're never able to tell when you're about to fart.
Because sometimes you can't trust a fart, bro.
That's why I'm going.
You can't. Sometimes you can't trust a fart.
You can't trust a fart, bro.
No. This is a true story, so I'm gonna get a little vulnerable here.
Oh.
So, Eric, my brother, one of them.
One of them.
We were talking about like something a long time ago, and it was one of my shit stories, and I'm sure we'll visit one of those on this pod. But he was like, said something, and it was like, yeah, you shit my pants. And I was like, you're a grown-up. You should never fucking shit your pants, bro. And he was like, you never shit your pants? And I was like, nah, bro, I never shit my fucking pants because I'm fucking grown-up.
Yes, you have.
And then...
and then he shit his pants!
And then...
Oh, my God, bro.
My fucking stomach was rocking.
Oh!
I don't know.
I don't think we need to hear this whole story.
I don't know what happened, bro.
So you're announcing then, right?
No, yeah. No. This is not one of the shit stories that we're talking about. We'll talk about them. Trust me, we will. Not right now, but like this one particular moment, right? I don't know what was happening, bro. Like it was not bubble guts. It was like severe pain. Like I was just in pain. Right?
Severe pain.
And I held on. I held on for dear life. And it came to a point where like I just had to let it out. And that fart wasn't a fart. It was like I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it. It wasn't shit, but it was like this like I don't know, fucking splat. I have no idea what it was, but I know I called my brother and I said, well, check that one off the bucket list. I guess everyone does shit their pants because that's the only, it wasn't shit, but it was like, I can't explain it. It was like oily substance. Like it was like the whole time.
Something that came from your anus.
Yeah.
Something that came out of you.
Something that came out of me.
So what are you picking?
I'm announcing. I'm announcing every
You're
time.
Announcing?
100%.
What are you saying, Mo?
100% announcing.
I'm announcing because I'm
is
gonna get
too
up
real.
and I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna announce it over there. I'm on a first.
He's gonna find somewhere silent to
bro,
announce.
are we
it.
serious? I'm on a first date, right? Like I can walk
First
over
date?
there. I can hold the fart until I get coast is clear and be like, I'm gonna fart and then fucking go fart, right? Like, but you're gonna tell me I'm just gonna be just out here, like no holds barred. Like I had no idea what's coming. Like if I know it's coming, I can clinch and do the silent, right?
That's right.
It's the silent one.
That's right.
We're just gonna
Or
let
you
out
can
the
walk
air.
away.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not, bro.
Oh my god.
I'm fucking announcing.
hilarious.
And like you said, sometimes you can't trust a fart. You never know. Like you go fart and all of a sudden it's like, oh,
yeah,
sorry.
you don't know when a fart's gonna turn
Yup.
into a shitty situation.
Nope. You
Yep.
don't. You don't. All right.
That was a good one though. That was a good one.
Yo, Mo, you got to answer this one first. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
One horse-sized duck.
Yeah? Why?
Because the duck's neck, I could just put it to sleep.
Jiu-jitsu. He's going to pull jiu-jitsu on that duck.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm asking the question.
You still get the answer. You can still answer. You can still answer.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, you could just be kicking ducks
Are you fucking crazy?
Yo, you're playing kickball with them. With
no,
them
you're
horses,
fucking
bro.
Are you serious?
Yo, I mean, that duck, a duck the size
No,
of a horse,
a
bro?
duck the size of a
That's like
horse.
fighting a gorilla.
No, it's not.
It's basically the same thing.
No, it's not.
No,
it's
it's got
it's
two
still gonna
legs.
waddle, dude.
This is a
It's
fighting
got two
duck.
legs and a neck.
This is a fighting duck.
Yeah,
got two legs and a neck.
1v1.
Yo.
I'm always gonna take.
Yo, are you fighting a freaking
100
horse?
duck, bro.
100 horses the size of a duck.
Yeah. Okay.
A little ass duck.
You know how, bro? Have you seen?
Yo,
horses kick?
I imagine these 100 duck-sized horses like I'm Neo in fucking Matrix Reloaded. just kicking Agent Smiths. Like, they're just flying everywhere. Like, you know what I mean?
Bro,
like, come on.
Your kick on one of those things is not going to kill it.
It's going to go flying hundreds of yards. Not
Hundreds of yards? Are you crazy?
It's going to go flying like 10, 20 feet. It's
No.
like kicking a football.
I don't even think you can kick a football 20 yards.
I said 10, 20 feet.
Okay, that's easy.
That's
Okay.
not even that's
Okay.
not even 10 yards.
But, all right, can you kick? I don't know if you can kick a duck right now 20 feet.
I could kick a duck 20 feet.
That's animal abuse.
Yeah.
Oh,
PETA.
Yeah, we're going to have to
PETA,
cut that one
watch
out.
No,
out.
We're
bro,
gonna have to
no,
cut that
there's
one
no way. No, because this is the whole argument, 100 men versus one gorilla. The 100 men win.
Do what?
100 men win
Who-
versus one gorilla.
I think it's definitive that the 100 men lose.
No, it's not definitive. What are you
Okay,
crazy?
all
Ask any AI.
Yeah, well,
all
horses aren't smart
AI
like us, so.
say, bro, have you seen horses kick?
Duck-sized horses? No, I haven't.
Doesn't matter, duck-sized horses. They still gonna kick.
Yeah.
And you're saying these are attacking ducks? It was attacking ducks, so they're 100 attacking horses.
I imagine that my 3.5-year-old probably kicks harder than a duck-sized horse.
Bro, the overwhelming nature of all this. First and foremost, the first couple that you kick, yeah, they may go 20 yards, and then you get to the tens of them, and they're not going 20 yards anymore, right?
No.
Now they're still coming.
So you're choosing the horse-sized duck. One horse-sized
One.
duck.
Yep.
100%. You're fucking wilding right now. If you're gonna tell me you can defeat 100 horses that are the size of a duck,
Yeah, bro.
no, you're okay.
Yep. Yo, all right. Next one. If your laugh summons squirrels, how long until you're completely overrun? And Mo, I want you to answer this for Ant. What's that?
That's it. He's done already.
Dude,
Before it even happened, it's done.
I send you guys my reels. I laugh all the time.
I know you do.
I love laughing.
I know you do.
It's
the best thing
You're
ever.
done, bro. How many
Yeah.
squirrels do you think you could take?
Are they friendly squirrels or fighting squirrels?
yeah,
Well, I mean, before you're overrun.
bro.
What is overrun?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. What is it? What is it to you?
Like, they're not attacking me. They're just gonna be here. I'm summoning
They
them.
are summoned.
I could pet them.
They are summoned, I guess.
Squirrels are nice,
You're gonna be squirrel man.
bro. I'll be squirrel man.
Yo, Mo. How long until all the squirrels in the world are summoned?
Probably like a week, maybe.
A week? A week? I would not give him that long.
All the squirrels. There's a lot of squirrels, dude.
I know, dude. I know. I mean,
lot of squirrels.
I could just see. It's gonna take them longer than a week to swim over to you, over the fucking ocean.
I just want to laugh so that way we can have black squirrels in North America.
Oh.
I mean, in like Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Well, I don't know why we need black squirrels. I've seen them before.
Black squirrels are cool looking.
I mean, they are cool
Why?
looking, but
What?
Why?
Well, Scotty doesn't want black squirrels.
I
That's
wonder
good.
why.
That's getting cut.
oh,
This room is overrun quick with those kind of
my
statements.
God.
Bam! Zoom to the moon.
All right, yeah.
What
Ladies and gentlemen,
else you got?
that's the Last of Us.
That's the last of us.
Well, I mean, it depends on the crowd, right?
Yeah.
All right. Last one. You have to shout YOLO before every sentence, or end every sentence with "or so they say."
That's annoying as fuck. Either way.
Ready? I'm going with YOLO because it's shorter.
Okay. Yeah, but like you're with
Every
Farrah.
s- wait.
You're with Farrah. You're like, oh, Farrah, you look so beautiful today, or so they say.
I want to live.
So he's saying,
I value my life.
he's saying, YOLO, Pharaoh, you look good today. Is it every sentence or every thought?
Every sentence. You have to say YOLO before every
Bro,
sentence.
there's
Or every sentence ends with,
what's great?
or so they say.
I talk only in run-ons, so I'm good.
Oh, you're good, bro.
Well, fair enough, but
I mean,
like,
you're gonna learn to talk in runs if
Yeah.
you can't.
where's the fucking period?
YOLO.
Or so they
Or
say.
so they say.
Bro,
No, that's
either
a good
way,
question.
either fucking way. That's annoying, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's fucking.
Yo.
Imagine that, bro. Like first off, I hate YOLO. YOLO got played out in like a coin flip. I heard YOLO 3 times, and I was like, you could die. Did you?
I have-
Yo, you didn't answer the question though.
Yeah, you got to answer the question.
Because I hate fucking YOLO, I'm gonna go with or so they say.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
And-
so annoying.
And
so annoying.
I'm just gonna have to put a fucking spin on it.
What's the craziest situation
or so
you'd be
they
in?
say.
Yeah, what's the craziest situation you think you would have to use that? Like, worst situation?
You're arrested.
Did
and
you
the cops are
come?
asking you questions.
Or so they say.
Oh man.
No. I can just imagine getting in. Like, I'm just trying to think of a crazy scenario. You said you were out with the boys, or so they say. I was out with the boys, or so they say.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, bro.
Holy
You're
crap.
done.
Holy crap.
I got a question. I'm gonna add to this, but the question is: would you rather poop every time you orgasm, or have a 5% chance that you will say the N-word in every conversation you have?
Oh my god, bro. What the hell?
And we're gonna.
That is awful, bro. Yo, man, I gotta pick poop, right? Like, jeez.
Oh.
High-
Yeah, I mean, like, for some people, this might be a lot easier of a choice.
Yeah.
Johnny, give us the answer.
Yeah. So
What about you, Wiz?
every
What
time
about you, Wiz?
I orgasm, right? I have to poop.
No,
Or-
You poop.
You poop every time you orgasm.
Like, shit comes out your butt.
Yeah, what kind of question is this? Or there's a 5%
Yo.
chance of me saying the N-word.
That's
In
Hard
every
R?
conversation you have.
hard R?
Hard R.
Hard R. Every
Oh,
That's
my
wild,
God.
bro.
Oh, my God.
The internet is wild because
Yeah, that
I can't
is
see the internet.
a wild question.
That is a wild question. Because it's a shitty situation either way.
pun intended.
No pun intended.
Um,
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I'm not racist and all. But,
The bedroom is sacred.
yeah, dude, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. Every time I'm coming, I come when I go to the gym. I come.
Okay, Arnold.
Yeah. Okay. No,
I do
dude, Arnold
curls, I'm
Schwarzenegger would be fucking done, bro.
He's cooked.
Yeah.
He's cooked.
He's like, I'm
I'm
coming right now.
I'm coming all the time.
I'm doing curls. I'm coming.
Nah, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the latter. I'm gonna go with the latter. I'm gonna go with the 5% chance. Nope.
No way.
I'm
No
going
way.
5% chance.
Nope. Nope. No way. I mean, bro, how do you hold the job?
95% of the
It's
time.
a 5%.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, 5%
Yo,
chance.
bro, how many calls do you make? How many calls do you make
Oh,
a week?
All right. Are you ready?
You're wild.
There's a strategy. Are you ready for the strategy?
All right, what's up?
The strategy is you have all the conversations you can outside of work until you say it, and then you go to work.
Yeah, but bro, it's random. It's random.
I'll add a caveat. It resets every day.
So there's only one time throughout the day that it'll happen?
Bro, I already got my answer. My answer's already done. It's solidified. I'm not shitting every time I come.
No, I mean,
Every
I
time
don't
I
know,
come,
bro.
I'm not married, bro. I can't. Okay, like you can have a conversation with Magda and like have like your shitty sheets, right? And it just be or like figure out where you guys are gonna.
I don't know. I mean,
imagine trying to meet a girl and be like, oh, and by the way,
whenever I orgasm,
when I
take a
release,
shit.
I'm shitting.
It's full release. It's full release. Okay, I'm just warning you straight up front. It's full release.
When I let go, I let go.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, who's staying for that?
I don't know, bro.
You're already married. You guys are already
bro.
in
Coming
a
up on
relationship.
14 years.
Mom, what are you picking?
The latter. I'm from Africa.
Facts.
He's like, I can get away with it.
Facts.
All right, boys.
Another wonderful pod. See you guys next week. Appreciate you guys listening, tuning in, and have a good week, y'all.
It's been real.